Yo, yo, yo. We are back again, folks. Apologize for the sudden conclusion to that last stream. My OBS just completely went haywire and just had some very strange technical issues that I've not come across, if I'm being honest. I've not encountered these issues before. I think we should be okay. It wasn't an internet issue. It was the application itself, I'm assuming. If it happens again, we'll probably stream tomorrow. It's getting late, but we seem okay. I don't see any drop frames. Apologies for that. That was very irritating, not gonna lie. But the show must go on, and we will continue. We're gonna watch this debate. We should be okay.
Let's
Let me
get
know
it.
if shit happens again. It is what it is. We'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah, comment if it sounds good, guys.
Yeah, if
Yep.
everything
Let us know if
sounds
it sounds
good.
good, if you can see it.
Yeah, if everything sounds chill, let us know. Let me pull. I'm gonna pull up on my phone so I make sure you guys can see everything I'm seeing real quick. Let's see here. All right. I can see the chat as well. All right, folks. We'll wait a little bit again for you guys to come in. I know we had a sudden fucking ending, which is insane because of the fucking OBS issue. Let me put another. I'm gonna give another notification that we're live again. So far, so good. Well, there is a little bit of drop frame, but not too bad. Okay. Give me a second, folks. If it happens again, it is what it is. All right. Give me a second, and we'll get it going. See. All right. All right, we should be good this time, folks. Apologies for that last stream again. Very bizarre issues.
Another thing too, guys. Me and Jay are gonna be paying attention to this one thing as well, because apparently from what Sage told me and from what I've read, that there is a point that D1 agreed that if he used perms on Sage, then that'd be an automatic concession and he wins the debate technically by default.
Oh wow.
So if that is the case, then obviously there's that, and what we'll do just to keep it even more entertaining, we'll just keep that as a separate conclusion and then just strictly only listen to the debate, right? You know what I mean? And just judge it from there of whether who wins or not.
Yeah, facts.
But obviously, again, if that is the case, then
Yeah.
technically, then Sage won. But if it makes sense, we're just gonna make a distinguishment and just listen and give another verdict of like, if that never happened, then who did win it? You know what I mean? Based
Yeah.
upon what we hear and whatnot. So just putting that disclaimer out. But from my memory though, there was a lot of rules that were broken because there was like a whole rule set that Sage put in there, and it was kind of being broken from D1 at certain moments and from Sage and blah blah. So technically they were both doing fucking concessions all over. But if we're just sticking to the main most important one, which is him being permed, then there's that, right? And at the end of the day, like, you can't perm your opponent either, right? That like you know what I mean? Like, you're debating.
I agree with that. That's just
Yeah.
not
So
proper etiquette. Yeah.
so I take that. I take that rule a lot more seriously too. And again, if D1 agree to that, then that's just is what it is, right?
Right.
Even though there was other rules being, but that one's a lot more serious in my opinion. So, but yeah. Anyways, we're gonna get into it.
Yeah, let's get into this now. We should be okay again. Let us know in the chat if things fuck up again. If it does, it is what it is. All right.
All right, again, let me disconnect this really quick.
Let's go back to. I think they talked for a little bit.
Wait, Sage, your mic. I don't think you have the right thing connected.
Yeah, they're like establishing rule sets for the debate, or like how it's going to operate before they get into it. Is what this is.
Let's see.
Which is technically important for it because it's the rules of the debate.
Crystal clear.
But,
Yeah.
He's already rhetorically getting dominated right now.
Hold on. We haven't even agreed.
Fuck, they haven't started yet.
Debate.
Ready?
without
Right,
getting
because you're trying to get into the actual like minutia of the debate in terms of
No, I'm
definitions
not. No,
before.
I'm
Hold
not.
on,
I am
hold on.
trying
Hey,
to
why
set
are you cutting me off?
prerequisites
Why are you
before
cutting me
the
off? Why are
debate
you cutting me off?
because I was initially
Right,
talking
right.
first,
No,
retard.
no, I agree. I just
The
want to
fuck?
post the debate rules. So like because
Debate
originally,
rules.
yeah. You have to have rules to debate. You have to have rules of
No,
engagement,
bitch,
right?
I'm not agreeing to none of your shit, pussy.
Okay, well then you don't deserve to debate me. They're pretty simple.
What the
Oh, you about to
fuck,
pull a
bro?
Here, let
B
me post this in here.
Maru.
Let me
Yeah,
post this
what's the
in here.
fucking debate rules,
Which one of
bitch? Go
these
ahead,
which
post
one of
them.
these do you
Let's see.
disagree with? Because we can take some of them away if you'd like.
Look at
Oh
D1,
my
man.
god.
Post it in general before I fuck your grandmother in the Santa Claus
No,
robe.
I
What the
posted it in the
fuck?
VC chat. I posted in the VC chat.
No, you're gonna post it in main chat where I'm
I'm
looking at it.
convinced to deal with all
I already
But that
posted
shit's
it in the
hilarious,
VC
I'm not
chat.
gonna
day every
lie.
day.
You
And
He's
go
you're
ahead.
gonna
fucking hilarious.
repost it, pussy, in main chat
I'm
where I can
not
see it.
going to do anything. You can head over to
Well,
VC chat if you
somebody
want.
else can do
You're
it.
literally
Fucking
VC chat.
retard.
No, you
No,
know
I'm
what?
not. I'm
I'm
in
pausing it.
Oh
It has
my
nothing to do with the
god.
debate, but I think I told you, guys, like for you guys that have seen the Ken debate, shout out to Ken with D1. That shit had me crying.
Yeah.
Fucking D1, and that one was like,
I still haven't listened to that, Jay. I
yeah.
still haven't
When
listened to
he said some shit
it.
like bitch, I'm not gonna respect you. I'm from the hood. I'm from the trenches. I was like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? I was fucking crying the way he said that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
That reminds me of that clip with the Naruto shit where Rock Lee's like, "We're from the the swing
Oh
hood," or
yeah.
some shit.
It was like fucking swing
Uh,
set street or some shit.
yeah,
That shit was
swing.
fucking.
Yeah, swing.
That shit had me crying. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what the fuck, dude? That shit was
Oh
funny
my
as fuck.
god.
general
That's
chat. I'm
nothing to do
Uh,
typing
with
in
the
general
debate, but
chat
that
right
shit was
now.
funny.
Well, you're in VC right now talking. You are aware of that,
But
right?
I'm not in that chat right now, like
That's
I said
okay.
before.
It takes like 2 clicks. If you can't figure that out, then somebody else can post it over
Oh,
there.
and your mother take 2 sucks for me to
Here,
blow
let
this nut
me.
on her face.
The fuck?
Pussy.
Yeah, sure. Let me
Anyways,
let
like
me
I was
switch it
saying,
to my
That's
retard.
that's
or
wild.
actually, who was that earlier? Was it Timothy that was talking that was saying I wasn't clear? Do I sound better now? Oh, it was Batman. Okay.
All right, trying to see the goddamn debate here.
Okay, cool. I just fucking switched over to phone audio and then back to the earbuds. So which
yeah, see, he even admitted like, cause no, I knew it wasn't tripping.
yeah.
He didn't sound
So
right at
which of
first.
those
I think
rules
Yeah,
D1 sounded more clear.
do
yeah,
you
he did.
disagree with? Do you agree with,
Let's see.
etc.? Like I'm cool with defining
I
them
don't
too if you have
agree. I
questions.
don't agree to number
All right,
2.
so those are the rules.
No in debate spurging. Okay, so
Yeah.
what I would define as spurging is like shouting someone down, like stonewalling them with insults, I guess, or like
All
with like
right,
shouting them down.
let's read
That's
his
those.
debate. Let's see if I would agree to these. Okay, no shotgunning, I agree. No debate spurging, fine. For most debates, I'd agree to that. No stonewalling, I guess that's similar to spurging. No excessive interruptions, I agree. No talking unless you're in the debate or a moderator judge was fine. No outside help, of course, that's cheating. Debate parameters should be typed out in debate chat ahead of time, such as judgment, conditions, time limit, etc. Okay. Modal realism and the application of logic to the topic at hand will be assumed unless otherwise specified. Okay, that's very specific. Rationalism, pragmatism, skepticism, and empiricism are all valid forms of epistemology. I'd have to look into that further. I wouldn't agree to that just immediately.
Yeah,
And
see,
then,
when we get to the rules where it's like saying, "Oh, this is this and this is," that's where I'm like I draw out my, you know what I mean? I don't know
yeah,
about all that
I would
because like
look into
it
that.
kind of defeats the purpose of yeah, like but the no shotgunning that makes sense. No in debate sprigging like where it's making the debate unproductive. Like if it's your go, then do whatever, right? You know, who cares for
Yeah,
entertainment? But if they're talking and then you just start fucking sprigging on whatever, then no, obviously it's not
yeah,
productive.
I
You know,
agree.
the same thing with the stonewalling and shit.
Yeah, the other stuff it's very specific. Like he says, modal realism and the application of logic to the topic at hand will be assumed unless otherwise specified. Modal realism, for those that don't know what that is, I'll read the definition because it's more concrete that way. It's hard to explain without that. The philosophical idea that all possible worlds are real and concrete, just like the actual world, is based on the idea that possible worlds are not abstract descriptions but contain things as real as those in our world. So basically, that physics, mathematics, distance, speed, all those things, AP, they all apply in the debate that's at hand. I agree with that. Now, skepticism as a valid form of okay for those guys for you guys that don't know what epistemology means. Let me look it up to give a more specific example. Um, epistemology. That way you guys know what the rules are. The theory of knowledge, especially with regards to its methods, validity, and scope. Epistemology, is the investigation of what distinguishes justified belief from opinion. The branch of philosophy concerned with the theory of knowledge, examining its origin, nature, methods, and limits. It explores questions such as what constitutes knowledge, how we can acquire justified true beliefs, and what are the sources and scope of our knowledge. Okay. The only one I'm kind of against is skepticism within itself. Like you can be skeptical of something, but have no substantiation for that. But let's get into complicated. Let's get to the debate.
So like if it interrupts the flow of the debate to where the other person can't continue debating you like in a reasonable time. So like if you give a take or if they give a take and you interrupt and start like yelling and it goes on for more than like 5 seconds, I think that should be an auto concession. We should be adults and be able to control ourselves here.
And I don't agree with number 10 because I'm going to be very disrespectful in this fucking conversation. Fuck.
Okay, well then you don't deserve the debate, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh no!
Like
you
I
can't-
haven't.
At
I
least
haven't
he's
been- I haven't
honest.
been
Yeah, he's being
disrespectful
honest.
the whole
Give him
time.
that.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. But you've been talking shit in chat.
So you're
I'm
saying you
gonna be
can't
very
control yourself?
disrespectful. No, I
You can't
can't,
control
but
yourself?
I don't want to right now in this debate.
Wait, so you
Yeah, so
can
for
control
context,
yourself, but you
guys,
don't
real
want to.
quick,
Why?
Yeah.
What's the motivation?
D1,
Because you're a bitch.
he will always be respectful. Always, always. But if you even remotely say anything that could be like with any animosity or like egotistical, just anything that can be perceived negative and you like, or you just try to like basically bitch him right in a way or whatever the fuck, that's gonna piss him off. And then he just at that point he's like the gloves are off. Like he's like fuck you, whatever, blah. Like when he had a little discussion with Jay, everything was great, right? Because
Yeah.
Jay was being respectful, so he was being respectful. But the moment there's anything to set that off, where the disrespect Spidey sense goes off, he will do it like a billion times worse over, or like he just doesn't care anymore at that point. He's like, all right,
Facts.
you want to be whatever with me, then now you get like complete evil D1. Like, so that's his mindset.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying if Sage was like deserve that or not, or whether or not if like who started what. Like I don't know about all that, but I'm just giving somewhat of context, and that's how D1 felt, and so on and so on. And apparently, from what D1 said, that Sage was doing certain things or whatever. And then I knew like the DM stuff, but that's like more personal stuff, so I'm not really trying to out all that. But they weren't really getting along with DMs either. That's all I'll say in simple consensus. So
Right.
overall, like there was a build up to it, you know what I mean? And then that was basically it. So
Yeah, facts.
yeah.
But yeah, that's fair in a way. But yeah, it is what it is.
But
So you
D1 can
can't-
be respectful. That's all I'm saying.
he can, yeah.
Jay's a witness.
Yeah, when I kind of pseudo debated him, he was so.
You can control yourself, but you don't
Yeah.
want to. Why? What's the motivation there?
Because you're a bitch.
What the fuck?
What makes me a bitch?
The things you were saying in chat gave you bitch off.
Like what? Like
It
what?
gives off bitchy.
This is hilarious.
Like how?
Oh my god, man, you're scared. You're scared to debate me in my server.
Uh-huh.
Give off bitch.
Wait, so you were saying the same exact things about your servers? Is that like
This shit is hilarious, but I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll wait on the evidence.
Okay.
He said
got
it's
you.
giving off bitch. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't
man.
want you to prove that was me typing.
I mean, I think that
Oh
if
my
it's you
God.
speaking on this account, we at least have a precedent set that you use this account. So if the precedent is set that you use this account, then it's reasonably the case that you're the one who was using it then.
That's not what
Do
a
you have a-
precedence
do you have-
is,
do you have a-
dumbass.
Yes, it is. Do you have a
No, it's
precedent
not.
for the
You would need to
opposite?
more than one instance. I can have a brother
Wait, why?
right here
Why?
beside
Why?
you
Hold on.
who's
Why
literally
does
typing on
why
this
does a
fucking
press
account, you fucking
require more than one
retard,
instance?
or it's somebody
Why does
can
it?
clone
Why
this
does a
fucking
press
account, you fucking
require more than one
retard,
instance?
or I can be a robot right now talking to you, dumbass.
Yeah.
Is that not
Why does
possible?
a precedent require more than one instance?
Yeah, go look up the definition, dumbass.
Wait, you made the claim.
Go
That's
look
not
up
my
the
burden.
definition, retard.
That's not my
So
burden.
I'm just gonna be honest here. I don't know
It
what
is
that
your
word
burden.
means.
No, it's not.
So I can't really say what. I would have to look it up.
Yeah,
But I know that like they're basically talking about like possibility scenarios and like
semantics.
whether or
Yeah.
not if it's only D1 on the account, and then D1's basically advocating saying like, well, it could be this scenario, this. I could have two people using my account. You don't know necessarily it is me, blah blah. And then Sage is like, well, because this, it can only be you, blah blah, yada yada yada. That's kind of what I got from like this whole little rumble, but I don't know the word that they are using for that. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, as
So.
precedents, just to look it up, there are multiple uses of that specific word. See, so there's like a law. There's one that's referring to law, like if you're in law. There's one that refers. Precedence is a noun that denotes that a condition of being considered more important or prior in order or rank than another. That doesn't even sound
Gotcha.
remotely what they're talking about. That makes no. Let me see. Precedent in a nutshell. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Let me see
Yeah,
here.
because Sage brought up that word, and all I do know the correlation was whether or not if it was D1 typing and using that account only.
Yeah,
And then
because
D1's like, well, you don't know if that's the case, and Sage is like, well, I do because this is in precedent and something like that. So
precedence has to do with priority. Like, oh, this takes like an example. This takes precedence over that. Like something more important. So
yeah,
when bringing up precedence, I'm like, what semantic definition are you guys referring to? I don't know. The one that I'm reading that obviously doesn't make sense. Like, it's weird.
yeah.
That would,
But I'll say this in simple terms though, like if I just disregard that, I would lean more with D1. Technically, that isn't really like 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 crazy to say or anything because people can use one account. Like that is a thing in real life. Like it could be more than
yeah,
one person using one account. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's very
What's it called? But
plausible.
then, but yeah. But to the contrast for what Sage is saying, that there's plenty of times where people only use one account and it's only one person using that account. So again, like it's fair game. You know what I mean? I don't really see the issue unless obviously then we dive into the evidence and then it just goes down to show who can show the more probability of like whether it's D1's case or Sage's case. So I think it was
Yeah,
really silly, but I get what they're saying though.
yeah, it has nothing to do with the actual topic. The word
Yep.
precedence. I wish they explained what the definition is because there's multiple definitions of this word. So, but whatever.
It
You
does
said
because all
you
I'm doing
said a
is
Uh,
doing
precedent.
okay.
showing
Gotcha.
You
skepticism
made the
towards your
claim.
argument, dumbass.
You made the claim. A precedent requires more than one instance. So
That's
either
not what I
you
said,
concede
dummy.
that that's exactly what you said. It's on
That's
recording.
not what I said.
So either you said that's not a precedent. A precedent requires more than one instance.
That's not
So
what I said.
let's check the recording. Somebody end it and play it back.
We're not ending the fucking recording just to stop this
Cause
fucking
This,
debate.
this part doesn't really matter though.
scared.
I'm not gonna lie.
Nah,
Okay.
No,
yeah, we
it
can
does.
skip this bullshit.
I can
It's
spurg
not the
all the
Naruto
fuck I
shit.
want,
number
and I can be
number 10 and
disrespectful all the fuck I want, bitch.
So I mean,
Nigga.
if you're going, you can be
Oh my
disrespectful
god,
all you
bro.
want, but if you're going to spurg and like interrupt, that would effectively be stonewalling
No,
if
I'm
you're
going to
preventing the.
spurg during my go, pussy. Meaning that during
Okay,
my
okay. So
argument,
yeah.
I
So
am going
no,
to
that's fine.
talk my shit, pussy.
Yeah. So if it's your turn to speak and you want to like rage while you're speaking, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Who the fuck is Slamento? I'll slap your ass with a burnt bagel, you ugly bitch. Who the
What
fuck
the
are you?
fuck? Okay, let's skip this
What?
shit.
You're cool with everything else?
Yeah, take this
What the
time out,
fuck,
ugly ass
bro?
pussy. 1 week, bitch. Eat it.
So
Now,
so
what
you're
you were
cool.
saying,
You're cool
retard?
with everything else.
Yeah, I'm fine. Now
So
let me continue
fucking
what I was saying
stupid.
before the
All right, go
debate.
ahead.
Right. So
Oh,
what do you
shit.
define
Oh my
stronger to
god.
be, retard?
So I think it's like a general definition. Let me just pull one up really quick that I'm fine with. I think stronger can mean a lot of things.
Yeah, but I wanted your definition of what you mean by stronger so we can actually fulfill this debate.
Well, I don't really like. I'm not sold on a specific type of stronger. I don't think I necessarily need to be. I just think I need to show
do.
that. No, I don't. Because if I'm
Yes,
just
you
saying he's
do.
stronger, hold on. If I'm just saying he's stronger, and stronger can mean a bunch of different things, then I don't need to hone in on one particular kind of being stronger. Like I don't need to say he's physically stronger or emotionally stronger or whatever. I just need to showcase that he's stronger according to what the data book
And
says,
how
which is
is
just
you and
generally
how are you establishing this criteria, dummy,
the criteria for.
of him being stronger? What are you going to prove in order to prove that he's stronger?
I mean, I have a data book statement that I'm going to rely on for that, but in terms of
Data
like the
book
particular,
statement. That doesn't
yeah,
answer
yeah.
my question once again. What in a
What do you
data
mean?
book specifies that he's stronger? What about him? It just states he's stronger?
It just states he's stronger. Yeah,
Okay, we can go over that. Holy shit.
yeah.
This nigga's ass. Holy shit. Go ahead,
Yeah,
send a
real
data book
quick though,
statement.
Jay.
I got
See,
you.
that's so vague though.
Yeah.
This is why you got to be careful with data books because all because it says like somebody's strong or whatever, that can mean so many things though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it can.
Like the fuck we
And
talking about here? Is it his will?
yeah,
Is it this, what, blah blah.
and
Like
Sage saying like
so that's not really good unless you can substantiate the
yeah,
manga or the anime. Like that's gonna
say
be really hard to convey and like substantiate and stick to like, especially if you're trying to make him like just stronger, like in a power scaling regard, right? Like
yeah.
just to straight up beat up somebody or whatever, or like whatever the fuck you're trying to derive from that. But like stronger can mean many things, you know what I mean? Or it could just mean like overall, or it can mean in one particular category. Like that's where it gets a little, little contentious. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So you got to be careful
and
with stuff.
Sage not giving a specific, I guess, criteria to what stronger means allows him to kind of wiggle his way around the claim that he has. I mean,
Apply
again,
skepticism and shit,
yeah, I
Yep.
understand why he's saying that, but at the same time, without a specific, interpretation or, you know, perspective on what the not perspective, but rather claim on what he's specifically stronger in, whether it's his overall as a shinobi, AP,
Yeah.
emotionally, or some intangible thing, that really matters because you can't really have a fruitful discussion if you don't know
Yeah, and
exactly what's
that's
being
what D1's
specified.
basically saying.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, that's what he's basically getting at. And then like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what I heard Sage say too is that he doesn't need to either.
no, which I
I
disagree
didn't hear
with
the
that.
reason that well why, but yeah, I would technically disagree with that too if I was an opponent or whatever.
Yeah, and I
That
think if I had it from his
that wouldn't
perspective, he
really
would.
logically follow. Yeah.
Yeah, he would. The reason I believe he said that was to avoid any possible loss of ground as far as his claim, because if it's open to interpretation on what
Oh,
he
okay.
believes, then he could just say, well, I meant emotionally. He's stronger emotionally, which is fine. No one gives a fuck if he's emotionally stronger than someone else.
Yeah.
But if he means power scaling
Yeah.
wise, then you can hone in on his claim and attack it a lot more efficiently because he's specifically referencing
Yeah.
power scaling. So I see why he's saying that. But yeah, D1 is calling it out, and I
But it's
would do
not a
this.
good position to hold up either, because all
Yeah,
D1 has to do is keep pushing on that narrative that he said before, where like I need to know because of this, this, and this, and to make the debate fruitful, blah blah. He
exactly.
basically
Yeah,
said that in a similar, but just in his own way of saying it.
yeah,
And so like, so if D1 still pushes on that, then there's vagueness, and then all he has to do is just apply some skepticism, and then at that point, it's like unless there's like further evidence, you know what I mean, like correlation, then you can't get anywhere. It's
yeah,
kind of a bad
exactly.
spot.
Yeah, I agree. I'll do the same
Anyways.
thing he's doing, basically to refute
Yep.
Sage.
Do you want it in scan? Do you even have a scans thing in here? Let me see. Or do you just post them in? Oh yeah, you have a scans thing.
But they both did come to agreement where Sage just
So
said,
I'll
yeah,
post
that
the
book just says he's
raws,
strong.
and I'll also post
Right.
the
Yeah.
translation.
Yeah.
I showed the data book too, by the way, in the video. This way you guys can see the evidence and read it too and whatnot.
See, skip this. I think he's looking for it.
Look for.
Yeah, we can skip it.
You're more than welcome to
dead air.
translate that in here.
Where?
If you doubt it.
It says
The
located.
bottom of the body. So like at the very bottom of the page, it's like the last sentence.
Okay.
And I can send you the kanji breakdown too if you would like.
For the development of Orbit and GC, person is also sorry for our problem. And One Piece. Evidence of Hashirama is the strongest shinobi. Is the strongest shinobi.
Yep.
You do know that this would pertain to people like Naruto, people like Sasuke.
It would
people
pertain to
like-
shinobi, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I just believe that this is a
I'll
hyperbolic
pause that
statement.
right
Do you
there,
have any
Jay.
evidence
Yeah.
outside of
Before we start hearing everything with D1 and like what he says and trying to argue against it. So far, just if you guys didn't hear it, what one just says that it's a hyperbolic statement, and he says that this only applies to shinobi. And then we're gonna get, and then we'll just listen to the rest. But if you look at that data book, like if I was in D1 shoes or whatever, and if you see the timing and all that and whatnot, like that's clearly showing Hashirama. I think it was more lower, Jay. It showed like Danzo or some shit too.
Yeah.
But overall, like that's just the whole lore of Hashirama,
Of
like
his
him being
claim,
known
I-
as the strongest shinobi, like throughout that whole time, and that had like applications in like certain points, like throughout the narrative of Naruto. But then once it gets to certain other points, that's where like, especially when there's like tons of evidence indicating that there's people surpassing Hashirama finally and Madara and so on and so forth. That's where it's like this obviously wouldn't matter. You know what I mean? Like this whole data book thing. Because this mainly coincides with all the times where like Hashirama is getting praised and glorified, right? Like all the fucking time. Orochimaru, Kabuto, fucking everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and that makes sense. That's always being said in the narrative. But then once we get to a certain point in the war, and then with six characters coming involved, and then especially further on with Kage and all that shit, like it becomes very very apparent this doesn't really hold ground anymore.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
data have like time points. You know what I mean? Like they have like times where it's all going, and it has like when it's being emphasized, and then eventually it just dies out.
Yeah. It's essentially, yeah. There's multiple reasons for a statement. Well, I'll get into that after, but yeah, let's go ahead,
Yeah.
bro.
outside of this data book that proves that he's the strongest shinobi, because we know that
Wait, hold
he's.
on.
Oh no, wait, I wasn't
Yeah,
done.
go
Thank
ahead.
you. Yeah, because we know that he's hyped up to be like the god of shinobi, and the data book statements can just be hyping up this this basically thing that's been said throughout the whole series of the fucking story, where we literally have statements by fucking Hashirama that's literally making claims like, "Oh, he's stronger than me."
So okay, so you're saying a couple things there. Them aren't really important, but you're saying that you think that this is a hyperbolic statement. That it says that this is a piece of evidence that he is the strongest shinobi.
Yeah, I just think it's consistent that in the
That's your counter.
Naruto data. Yeah, I think that it's consistent in the Naruto data books that they hype up certain like jutsu, certain characters and
Hmm.
shit, and making obvious claims that are not like literal. They're like hyperstrong. Like they could call fucking Kakashi omnipotent in the data book. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. So
Okay, and
so what? So
Kakashi is
let me
not
ask you this question.
omnipotent. Okay.
Yeah. So let me ask you this question. How do you know that the omnipotent statement, or like let's say for example, I think you and I would agree that the Tamari statement, like can blow away the entire universe. I think we agree that those are hyperbolic, right?
Of course.
Those two statements. Why do you know that those are hyperbolic? What indicates that?
Because the definition of alone literally suffices that they cannot do the said thing, or there's feats that literally demonstrate that this is not literally capable of their being. Same
Hmm.
thing with I'm saying with Hashirama. So if it's consistent that these data books are saying these said things that we know are not true, which you literally agree, and then we know that Hashirama is hyped up to be the god of shinobi throughout the series,
Hmm.
saying that he's the strongest shinobi of his time, or whatever you want to call it, and we know that it's stated within the Naruto that like at which each generation they get stronger and stronger. This is stated by Kakashi, as you know of, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying to you is that what is this external evidence that provides justification for this said claim that fucking Hashirama is the strongest shinobi outside of just the data book? Because this thing could
Well,
just be
hold on that.
hyperbolic once again. And
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you're trying to show, be quiet, because I wasn't
Well,
done.
you're kind of
You trying to
shotgunning now.
make
You've
this.
put forth like
I'm
four
not
different points.
shotgunning. I'm on one point. You could
There's
just go
been
ahead
four
and
different
attack that
claims
since
made,
I'm
but
shotgunning you.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
it's too
yeah,
much
yeah.
for your
So
brain.
I just want to go ahead and address the first part of that. So I asked you prior, how do you know that those things are
Yeah.
hyperbolic? In particular,
Hey,
the
so Jay,
Kakashi and
real quick.
Tamari things, right?
Yeah.
And
So far from what I've gotten and heard from this is basically D1's obviously saying it's hyperbolic. He brought up one example, like especially when there's like contradicting evidence to substantiate why the data book could be incorrect or whatever, because he refers to the Jubito statement where he says, "Oh, he's a lot stronger than me," because D1 brought that up. I don't think Sage caught that though, but that was said by D1. But then D1 further explains why the data books are like issues and problematic because of like either being contradicted by things or whatever, or examples of being hyperbolic, etc., and things, or whether or not it's hyperliteral and so on and so forth. Then he also brought up like the emphasis of Hashirama, like how like like basically consistent. They were always repping Hashirama to like this crazy standard, right? Whatever, you name it. And then obviously if it comes to a point where it's like where we're introducing all these other power scaling levels or whatever, whatnot, and he's like, this obviously has to be hyperbolic, or it's just clearly not literal and not the case because again, there's other corresponding evidence that just doesn't fit this narrative, right?
Yeah.
And things like that. So, like, I feel like he's doing a good job combating it for the most part.
Yeah, I agree.
What's it called? And then again, like I didn't hear Sage. I think maybe Sage just didn't hear it, but I didn't hear him combat where Hashirama says like, "Oh, he's stronger than me" and things like that either. But either way, now we're getting to Sage what he's getting at, where he just asked D1 a question like why are these examples hyperbolic, and then now he's leading into that. So let's see where this goes and kind of
Yeah.
where it's going from. Why?
Let's see.
Because basically Sage is going to try to like just say why this works but why those are different. Like he's saying a false equivalence, right? I
Right,
think
right.
that's what Sage is leaning with this. So I'm
Yeah, that
curious.
that would have to be what it is for him to combat that.
and you
Yeah.
said, well, it's like we have stuff in the series that makes it to where that's not possible. That's something along those lines. So there's expected evidence present to showcase whether or not something is hyperbolic. We have a precedent set for that. Two examples that you agreed are hyperbolic because other things in the series indicate that they are. Where is that indication? If it doesn't exist, then via evidence of absence, it's more reasonable to assume that it's not hyperbolic. Go
That's
ahead.
literally what we call an argument from ignorance. Okay.
No, it's
So you're
not.
trying to make,
That's
yes,
an
it is. Why
evidence
are
of
you cutting
absence
me off?
claim.
Why are you
Oh
cutting me off?
no.
Why are you cutting me
Oh
off?
no.
Why are you cutting
Go
me
ahead.
off? I
Go
thought there
ahead.
was
Go
no
ahead. You're making yourself look
interruptions.
bad.
I
Go ahead.
thought you
Go
were
ahead.
no
All right, so
interruptions,
that
Go
retard.
ahead.
part's
Go ahead. Go ahead.
important, Jay.
Thank
What,
you.
what was what was said right there? Because
Yeah,
like I didn't like I listened, but then like I kind of zoned out for one moment. I think that was like a really important part though.
I think basically what I mean. I think I agree with D1. He says appeal from ignorance. Um,
Okay, so that was
but
correct. 'Cause
when
I didn't hear all of it for a moment, so okay,
yeah, but I know Sage brought up evidence of absence, so that's the
okay,
definition is evidence that something is missing, non-existent, or not true, while the more common saying is absence of
then it
evidence
has to
is
be
yeah, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence means that a lack of proof does not disprove a claim. Evidence of absence is found when a thorough search of analysis fails to find something that would be expected if it existed, such as a
yeah,
lack of evidence for a historical event where one would be expected. This is distinct from the absence of evidence, which is simply a lack of proof and does not automatically mean the thing
yeah.
is false. Example. Let's see if I can find an example to make that more. Okay, an example of that example. Just because we have not yet found evidence of alien life does not mean that aliens do not exist. In a way, this term to me, in a way, still is an appeal to ignorance.
Okay,
I don't know. I think I understand the application here. Absence
yeah.
of evidence, the fallacy, arguing that because there is no evidence for a position, the position must be false, is a logical fallacy called absence of evidence. But here's the thing, he brings that up, but
Well,
he
D1
wa-
did what didn't
yeah,
D1 establish the evidence like that?
yeah,
Didn't he
exactly,
say hyperbolic, and then he also said stronger than me? He brought
yeah.
up that with
I was about to
Hashirama,
bring that up too.
and then
Yeah.
like yeah.
So I think
So
I think D1. Let's see if he catches on. But yeah, what I would say is, well, he did say it before he even brought that up that Hashirama literally admitted inferiority to Jubi Madara, or excuse me, Jubito rather. He admitted
yeah,
inferiority to him. That's literal evidence. The also the
yep.
very fact that hyperboles exist in data book literature implies that the possibility of Hashirama being
And Sage admitted that. He
yeah, and
agreed
he
to that.
admitted
Yeah.
to that, so that in itself is evidence that that statement that he is referencing can be hyperbolic. And again, D1 referencing literal, literal admittance from Hashirama establishes the
Yeah,
fact that more than
Kakashi.
likely, yeah, exactly.
Kakashi being omnipotent, they talked about that. Yeah.
So the very
Yeah.
fact that all these pieces have been brought up establish that the basically the fallacy that Sage is bringing up doesn't work here because there is evidence to indicate the possibility that Hashirama isn't the strongest shinobi. If there was nothing, zero, then he'd have a case for that. But hyperbolic statements exist, and Hashirama stated that he's inferior to Jubito, so that doesn't apply.
Okay. All right.
So
Yeah,
you're
If
trying
that's
to
the
make this
case, then I would agree. I
yeah,
didn't hear all of
correlation where
it
you
at
say,
first,
well, we
so
know
that's
we
why I want to
have
make
yeah.
things
sure.
in the series that literally demonstrate that these characters cannot do so. That is your own subjective view on the said matter, retard. Now, what you're doing here is you're trying to flip the burden on me, which is not my burden. What I'm asking you is to justify this said claim because the data book alone itself cannot justify this said claim that Hashirama is the strongest shinobi. Now, I do believe that there are things within the series that can literally point towards the idea that Hashirama is not the strongest shinobi, but that is not my burden. Your burden is to prove that Hashirama is the strongest shinobi because I have shown consistency that the data books are literally shown to have inconsistent statements, okay?
Mhm.
But
Okay.
you're trying to
Go
say,
ahead.
be quiet, retard, before I smack your
Oh,
ass with a
you
fucking
paused for a
skittle
second, bro. Go
jumper,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
bitch. Shut the
You're
fuck
good.
up.
You paused for a second. Go ahead. Go
No, you're
ahead.
gonna shut the fuck up, retard. I don't know why the fuck you
Oh,
keep
okay. Go
laughing,
ahead. Go
bitch.
ahead.
Like
I'll
your
allow
mother
you
don't
to
have
go.
fucking
Allow you to
titties, you
go.
fat neck ass
I'll
bitch.
allow you to go. Go
Titties,
ahead.
bitch.
Go ahead.
Now, anyways, because you're
Oh
getting
my
slammed right now, so you're
God.
trying to do this rhetorical
Okay.
You
tactic
know
to
Go
damn
try
ahead.
well
to
Sage is
Go
shut
ahead.
the
listening to
fuck
this
up,
with just
bitch.
like
Continue your
smoking.
point. Let's
You know what I
go.
mean? He's like,
Now, anyways,
He's like,
like I was
fuck
saying,
that
retard.
shit.
yeah,
Now, this
fuck this shit.
correlation, but you saying that there are things within the series that literally point towards the idea that these statements are inconsistent. So we have a precedent evidence of why these things are not the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
That does not deny the fact that we do not have precedent evidence that this statement about Hashirama is not the case. That is not my burden to fulfill. You would need to demonstrate why Hashirama is the strongest shinobi. If you're only using this data book to try to suffice that, I'm just going to call out circular reasoning, okay? You're trying to use this said claim to suffice the own claim to prove that he's the strongest shinobi when I have shown you that data books are inconsistent. And these two things, these two statements
Yeah.
about Kakashi and Tamari are not the
I agree
only
with that. It would be
things
circular
that
if you
literally
still push
I
it.
demonstrate.
agree.
I can
Yeah.
We
go
need to
on and
jump
on
on.
with the data with
Yeah, it is
statements
Please
that
circular.
are
go on.
literally
5 more
saying
statements.
shit that are not true. You fennec ass bitch. Now
No,
go
no,
ahead and
please,
prove the
please.
claim.
No, go ahead. Do you have any examples that come to mind? Because this only helps my argument.
I want you to justify. Are you going to repeat
Okay.
yourself?
No, okay. So let me ask you a question really quick. Do you know what an evidence of absence or expected evidence argument is? Do you know how it works?
Evidence of absence arguments. Of course I do,
Yeah.
retard.
Do you know the difference between an evidence of absence argument and an argument from ignorance?
Yes, I do,
Yeah. So
retard.
Jay already talked about
Okay.
all that and
So
whatnot. So we're just gonna keep
just
letting
for
him go with
anybody in
that.
the chat who's
Okay.
not
Yeah.
aware, an argument from ignorance is asserting that something is not the case because we don't have evidence of it. An evidence of
It
absence
works the other way
argument, hold
around
on,
as
hold on,
well.
hold on, hold on, hold on. An evidence of absence argument is basically saying we have expected evidence of if this thing were the case, it would come with evidence that we would expect. Therefore, because this evidence is not present, because the precedent of evidence coming with this is not being represented, it's less likely to not be the case. So, for example, if you walk into a room and you don't see a chair, you feel around the room, you don't feel a chair, there's no evidence that you would expect to come with a chair being in that room.
That doesn't mean it's not there.
Hold on, stop. It's reasonable to assume that there's not a chair in the room, even if there could be a microscopic chair. More often than not, because the precedent is set that there's a particular kind of evidence that comes with a chair being in the room. If that evidence is not there, a chair is less likely to be in the room. Same thing applies here. You agreed that there's particular evidence in the series that indicates when these statements are hyperbolic. So, if that's a precedent that's set, if we have expected evidence, as you admitted and just said you could point to numerous other examples, then we should expect that evidence to be present if this were hyperbolic.
That's
Because
not burden. That's not.
But I wish D1 would have caught on to that. He did present evidence that does exist to contradict the statement that Sage is arguing for. Just simply say Hashirama admitted inferiority to Jubito. That's literal contradiction against the hyperbolic claim that he's talking about. He could have said that.
Yeah, like I don't know why he didn't reinforce the refutations he said way before in the recording. Like maybe it's because like D1 just thought it wasn't necessary because he didn't want to go circular or some shit.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't know.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Jay. Like he should have just reinforced it one more time
Also,
and brought up that one example where he says, "Oh, he's stronger than me," and again talk about the hyperbolic and yada yada yada, and then that's
Yeah.
it, and then just move forward. And if Sage still thinks like whatever blah blah you name it, then just keep moving forward, and there you go, right? And
Yeah.
go from there. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't
Yeah.
reinforce it either.
Also, like I said
make
earlier,
it concise.
after stating that, then he could have said the fact that hyperbolic statements exist itself is evidence, right? And because
Yeah, that's skepticism. Yep.
yeah, there's conflicting evidence, or rather, insinuations of with that very moment where Hashirama's like, I'm inferior. And also, you could bring up the ass whoopings that Jubito gave them. That's also evidence in itself as well. If Hashirama was superior, and he was someone that was even superior to all shinobi, including Six Path, Sage, Naruto, and Sasuke, then Jubito wouldn't have stand a fucking chance in hell against him, and he would have bodied his ass and wouldn't even need help from anybody. So he could have brought that up as well. That's evidence in
there's
itself.
so many.
Yeah.
No, facts. Like Jay's given a just further substantiation because there's a lot of moments within the narrative where we basically see like how much of a monster unstable Jubito is. Like
Exactly.
there is a shit ton of statements. Like and not only that, like D1 could have brought up like the Edo Tensei being close to the original power, which obviously applies to Hashirama, right? So which would connect to his alive self and so on and so forth. You have that statement, which and Tobirama is the one that talks about that. So like you'd have to basically prove that like he's like that Tobirama's like not eligible and you know what I mean and whatnot, but there's a lot of scans and a lot of statements like when Obito is first introduced, like when he's first at Jinjuriki, Tobirama's like, what does this feel, and he's like, and then Hashirama's like, Jinjuriki, this is really bad, and he's in Sage mode, to remind you, and this is like his like original self too, and then he tries to do like a fucking like identity gate on him and whatnot, and like basically tries to like subdue Jubito, and Jubito just breaks it like fucking butter, like just destroys it. And it's the same identity gate that Hashirama used to immediately subdue Madara when he's having his full on fight with Edo Madara, and Jubito just destroyed it. And then Hiruzen's like such power. Sage Hashirama has like dots and shit. Like he's like, what the fuck, So overall, like a lot of evidence, and then like Jubito, mind you, unstable. He like with the fucking Hokage barrier. It's like the red one, which is like crazy fucking strong. He just does his weird red chakra arms and just destroys it.
Exactly.
Like and this is Casey and Minato. Here is in Tobirama, Seijuan Hashirama, all of them using their power and chakra, and he just destroys it like it's fucking nothing. Like
Yeah.
it is very emphasized, like narratively, power, everything that Jubito finally like went to a whole other step, right? And he's
Yeah.
beyond. And not only that, Madara reinforces it and says, as much fun as it would be to see all the Okages beg for mercy, I need to start working on my own plans, which he's referring to like becoming alive and doing all this other shit or whatever. And then this way he can become the Ten Tails and then do Infinite Tsukiyomi and shit and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yep. And so like even Madara like knows that Jubito is stronger there. And mind you, Jubito doesn't have control at this point. This is unstable. You know what I mean? He's like a fucking, it's just the only difference is the power is being honed and it's being focused, which is said by Killer B in the Eight Tails, So there's a lot of evidence with it, and then Hashirama like even says like, hey guys, like I hate to be blunt on where I say this, but this guy is stronger than me. And this is the original Hashirama, like not a fucking clone, none of that, whatever. This is like the actual Hashirama too. So like, there's a lot of things where like it's just further forced, and then right after all that's shown and said, they get blitzed by this Jubito.
Yeah.
Like just immediately
blatantly.
speed. So like, there's a lot you can show with this. Like it's very straightforward.
Basically, honestly, what I also observed, and I think it's a credit to Sage, is that so far what he's done against D1 is he's like bombarded him with like this more philosophy, like high level philosophy vocabulary. Like, oh, do you know the difference between absence of evidence and evidence, like like argument from ignorance? Like throwing all this high level philosophy jargon at him to kind of throw him off, and maybe that's why he didn't hone in on the evidence that actually exists to debunk Sage's claim, and attempting to use this backward logic to try to erase D1's claim that he's using an appeal to ignorance, which he actually was. It's smart though. It's sophism in a way, and I don't mean that like disparaging to Sage as a character. He's my guy, but I mean as far as like the argumentation itself, it's sophism in a way, because what he's doing is he's kind of like throwing all these blinders at D1 with like the high level jargon, the high level terms, which he's like throwing all these definitions at him at the same time. It's smart. It's kind of like a mental warfare tactic to kind of throw somebody off their game, essentially. I still think D1 is winning. Um, not as much as I thought previously, because Sage is using interesting sophist strategies. Again, that's not. I don't mean that disparagingly. I mean that like in terms of just pure argumentation, from a pure argumentation stance or basis rather. It's smart though. It's a smart way to throw somebody off. Um, bombard them with all these high level philosophy terms. It's a smart tactic. I won't lie. Let's continue.
Yes, it is. Because hold on, because let me explain why. Let me explain why. Because I just let me explain why. Hold on. I'm still going. I'm still going. I'm still going.
You're trying to flip the burden because you can't actually justify your claims.
I'm still talking. You can talk when I'm done.
You are trying to say that there's some fucking
listen. You can address this. You can address this when I'm done. You can address this when I'm done.
That's not my burden to fulfill.
Can somebody mute him? I'm in the middle of speaking.
All I'm doing is showing
I'm in the middle of
skepticism
speaking
towards your argument.
I'm
All you
literally
did
in the
was
middle of
point
speaking.
a claim about
Brother,
him being the
I am
strongest,
in the
and you
middle of
haven't shown
speaking
any
right now.
evidence of why
Brother,
said claim is the case. So thank you, retard.
Brother,
So
I'm
even
in
if
the
I
middle of
don't
speaking.
demonstrate that
Yo,
this is
Batman,
evidence, the
you're
claim does
supposed to be
not go
moderating
through,
this, bro.
dumbass.
You're supposed to be moderating this. So okay, so again, I provided. Yeah. That's what he said. He said that you have higher perms than him, so you'll make sure he won't perm abuse.
Yeah, make sure that I don't perm abuse, dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
didn't about moderation. Fuck.
Also, so we're not having moderation at all.
No,
So then, how are we going to abide by the rules that you agreed to?
I didn't agree to no fucking rules.
Yes, you did. You literally said the only rules that you disagree with are Rule 2 and 10.
No, I said I don't agree with.
Yes, you did. Pull up. No. Pull it up.
Mean those are the only rules that I don't agree to.
That's specifically what you said. You said you agree to all of them except for 2 and 10.
That's not what I said.
I said which ones do you disagree with?
I never said
rule number
except
2
for any.
and
I
rule
never
number
said
10.
except. I never said
So
except.
if
Stop
I
putting
say
words in my
which
mouth.
rules do you disagree with, and you say I disagree with rules 2 and 10, you are explicitly
Yo,
stating
no,
those are
that
the rules
means
you
those are the
disagree with,
only rules.
which
Those
means
are the
that
rules that I
the
put
other ones.
forth thus
I
far,
said
nigga.
so you're cool with the other ones, and you said yeah. Let's pull the
That's not what
audio.
I said.
Somebody
All
pull
right,
the audio.
I'm the judge. I'm the judge.
Pull the audio.
He's not the judge. He's fucking ass. But I wanted to go
Somebody
through it.
somebody pull
Fuck,
the audio.
nigga.
Wait, who's ass?
Yeah, that was
So
mean, bro.
here's the thing. We can either pull the audio and show that
Oh,
you
who is this
did say
nigga?
that,
No,
or
or
Nigga,
you could
let me
continue the
finish
Sage.
the
fucking
point that I was
debate like a
making.
grown ass fucking man, bitch.
Yeah.
The fuck?
So either we can pull the audio and show that you did say that, or you can let me finish what I was making. You got one of two options.
Yo, you need to
Yo,
continue before I smack your ass with a Slim Jim, bitch.
So do you choose
Fuck.
do you choose option 1 or 2?
oh
Yeah,
my
this nigga
I
heard me.
choose
god.
the option of
You did not go to
your
bed, Hermes.
fucking sit down, bitch.
So do you choose option
The
1 or
fuck?
2, bro?
Nah, give me your mother titties, bitch, so I can titty fuck that bitch.
The fuck?
Fuck up.
So he's not choosing either option. So somebody can pull the audio, or I can just continue the point. Which one do you choose?
Bro, we is not pulling the audio for you, nigga.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
fuck the audio, bitch.
If nobody's pulling the
You're
audio,
a bitch.
The
So-
fuck?
Hurry up the fucking phone you taking all day, nigga.
Yo, you think
so,
he high
so
tier,
if
nigga?
nobody's
Fuck you,
so if
Hermes.
nobody's pulling the audio,
Well,
if
I
nobody's
didn't
pulling the
have
audio,
Hermes
then
mute, do
D1's
anything.
then
Yeah,
D1's
fuck
gonna be a good boy and
fucking
listen.
idiot.
So
No, I'm not gonna be
again,
doing
Damn.
shit,
I
bitch. I'm
already
gonna be
already
your mother,
explained.
bitch. Shut the
So
fuck up,
again,
bitch. I'm a cook
again,
for that
hold
bitch.
on, pipe
I'm gonna
down.
fucking eat her
I
out.
already
And then I'm just gonna make sure that bitch suck
explained.
my dick.
I already
Damn.
Shut
I
the fuck
already
up, you
explained.
nasty ass
I
bitch.
already
Fuck shit.
I already
I'm gonna fucking you,
explained.
you ugly
Alright, we
pussy
skip
ass
this
nigga.
part.
You
It's not
fuck
debate.
face
Does
burner,
D1
bitch nigga.
just
Dirty
Oh
sucker,
my
bitch. Fuck
god.
bitch nigga.
What
Hermes,
the
you don't know what the
fuck?
fuck you said.
No, I
Stop
didn't, bitch.
saying
I
that
was
shit.
speed
Shut
packing.
you ran
Sit
out
down,
of
dumb
jokes
bitch.
3 seconds in.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I didn't, retard. The fuck, pay attention and
Yeah,
listen
this nigga
closely.
Mono extra funny
I
to
can't
that.
believe I already beat you up so far. Okay, so let
thanks,
me go
buddy.
ahead just for
Alright, I
those
think they're
in
back here.
chat. I'm gonna continue to finish the point that I was on now that D1
You're
is
ass.
called
I see
out
why
of
you
the
not
system.
don't debate in the main
So-
column because you suck.
So I'm gonna finish the point I was on now that D1 is calmed down, got that out of the system. So
What?
again, I already you agreed to a precedent that whenever hyperbolic
stop.
statements are used, stop interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. You agreed that whenever hyperbolic statements are used, you gave hey brother, come on, we're in the middle of a debate. Be an adult. So you agreed
Come on, brother.
that
Come on, brother.
you agreed that whenever hyperbolic statements are made,
Alright, can y'all
Annoying
start
ass
moderating?
people.
Hold on, I'll start
can't mute
moderating.
anybody?
Nigga, like, you low-key got potential, Sage.
Mono, don't mute. You biggest fan, don't do that.
Yeah. So whoever
We need more
can,
pedophiles in the
we
com.
gotta
The
stop letting
fuck?
everybody interrupt. So again, you agreed. We had the two examples. This is on recording. This is the dumbest thing you could have done, by the way. But you agreed that that there are examples in the data books of statements which are hyperbolic, and we know they're hyperbolic because they come with evidence from the series that show that they are. You agreed to that, so that sets the precedent
That's
that
not
if a
all that I
statement,
said.
stop it,
I
stop
mean,
it. Let me finish. You
You're
can talk
lying.
whenever I'm done. You can talk whenever I'm done. So you agreed that precedent exists.
Fuck.
So if that precedent exists, then we have expected evidence for if this statement is hyperbolic. That would mean that we should expect evidence of it being hyperbolic, like the other ones that you agreed come with
That's
evidence.
not how you debate.
So if that's the case, then I have made it less likely to be the case that my statement I'm pulling is hyperbolic. So now,
What?
unless you don't, because it goes against the precedent, unless you can establish that there is evidence it's hyperbolic, since you agreed that hyperbolic
No,
statements
that's
come
not
with
my
evidence.
burden. That is not my burden. So
Brother,
now you're done.
This is
Thank
going
you.
over your head.
So you're a fucking retard. So this is debate 101, dumbass. It's not going over my head. I understand your fucking argument completely. It's just dumb as
Okay.
fucking. It's not how we debate in the fucking main com, bitch.
Okay.
You can take that weak ass shit to your fucking YouTube power scale and shit, where niggas actually believe that
Okay.
false shit. Like how we debate here, bitch. You
Let's
don't
get to the
fucking
point.
say that shit, pussy. Now shut the fuck up. Like I was saying, retard. Right?
What
You
the
are trying
What
to
the
flip the
fuck?
burden on me. No, it is not my
Disgusting.
burden in order to justify your claim, okay? You have not brought any probability towards the claim that Hashirama is the strongest shinobi, okay? You
He is
said
right
that
about
there was a
that.
precedent set I said there is things within the series that suggest that these things are not the case. That does not deny the fact that there are things in the series that fucking denounces that fucking Hashirama is the strongest shinobi. It is not my burden or my evidence to showcase these evidence, okay? Because all I'm doing is skepticizing your claim, okay? You are not actually justifying that he's the strongest shinobi because you have not sent external evidence. You are trying to go off this president's thing that there's a president set, meaning that when there's some things that are literally hyperbolic, there are things in the series that are literally evidence in these things that they are not the case, okay?
Mhm.
But me not demonstrating these things does not mean, retard, that these things are not within the series, okay? So even if I fail to demonstrate that these things are within the series, it does not raise likelihood towards your claim because you didn't send any evidence for your claim. You're just going based off a fucking data book statement. Now, please justify why this data book statement is reliable. I want you to justify
Yeah,
that because
Sage,
I
you a bitch.
justify why fucking data books are not reliable, retard. And I did
Okay.
not only say things are in a series, retard.
Yes.
I said by the definition of the words itself would bring credence to the idea that these things are not likely, that they are incapable of doing these said things, okay?
Why?
Omnipotence by definition.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Kakashi is not fucking omnipotent by definition, dumbass bitch. Okay, so once again, Sage, please do not repeat yourself about this president's things being set, meaning that there's expected evidence, meaning that you have to destroy you have to demonstrate the expected evidence for my claim because I have shown why it's likely.
What
No,
the
you
The
fucking
fuck?
didn't, bitch.
Okay. All right.
Whoop-de-doo,
So
pussy. Please
okay.
fucking
So here we
shut
go.
up, bitch. Now,
Are
please
you done?
justify the said claim that Hashirama is the strongest shinobi,
Yo,
and
Sage get a
please
bitch right now.
prove that this data book statement is actually reliable and not hyperbolic. Please stop switching the burden on me.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I've already done that. I'm just gonna walk through it again for those who need to hear it again. So my initial claim was that Hashirama is the strongest
The fuck
shinobi.
are these people
I posted
posting
the
in this
data book
goddamn
scan
server, bro?
in chat. It should be in VC chat. Maybe. Oh no, I posted that one in scans
I'm so glad
actually.
about the
You can
only one
see
I
both.
just saw that.
You
I
can
was like,
see
I don't know,
both
what
the
the
ROMs.
fuck?
You can
I
see
might
both
turn
the
that.
ROMs and the
What?
I'll let you guys
translation.
hear the audio. I don't want you
And
guys
then
seeing that nasty ass shit.
Yeah,
after
we don't
that,
care.
he read it and then he said, why are people letting why is somebody letting this Neanderthal interrupt?
Yeah,
So
facts.
Yeah,
That guy needs to shut his ass up.
Yeah, I'm a moderate. I'm a moderate.
Stutter
I'm
of
muting
doom.
everyone. I'm
so
muting
after
everyone.
that, so anyway, well, first of all, Neanderthal is not racist, bro. But
This nigga call
anyway,
me a Neanderthal because I'm a monkey. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm muting everyone. I'm muting
Neanderthals
everyone.
aren't monkeys, bro. You don't know what Neanderthal is? Jesus Christ. The
Neanderthals
school
weren't
system is
black.
failing you. Come on. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so that being so after that, he read it. The statement just says this is evidence that Hashirama is the strongest shinobi, and then he said, "I think that this is a hyperbolic statement." I then asked him, do you, or he brought up other statements that are hyperbolic, like the Kakashi omnipotent statement, and then I brought up the Tamari blow away the entire universe statement, and then he said, "We know these are hyperbolic because there's evidence against them in the series, or by definition, they're hyperbolic in regards to the omnipotent statement." Now, to be fair, that one doesn't necessarily work, but I'll agree with it. So both of those serve as evidence to showcase that these statements are hyperbolic. So in the absence of said evidence, it would make it less likely that the Hashirama statement is hyperbolic. So I asked him to present evidence, the kind of expected evidence that we
Okay.
would see
Pa-
for this statement being.
Pause it real quick, Jay. I
Yeah.
think now I feel like where the disconnect was this whole time. So like I see what Sage is getting. Like he basically said, oh, like Kakashi, yeah, that has like all the contradictions, right? Which that's why it makes sense. It's hyperbolic. Tamari has
Yeah,
all the
Tamari.
contradictions, right? Whatever, blah, we know, whatever, cool. But and then he's saying, well, Hashirama though, you haven't presented or like a contradiction or whatever, or why is this hyperbolic or yada yada, whatever, right? And if you haven't shown any of that and there's an absence of evidence, therefore my evidence should follow through, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what Sage is getting with. And that's fine. But again, I don't think Sage heard D1 when he even brought up that example.
No,
where
he didn't.
He literally said, like, we could go back in the recording. I'm not going fucking crazy either. D1 said
No, he did-
verbatim,
he did
like,
say
when he
that,
says,
yeah.
Hashirama says, yeah, he's like, he's stronger than me. And then he starts talking about, like, all these whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, so I don't think Sage picked up on that. Otherwise, it wouldn't probably be going this far. But
Yeah.
what's also making this annoying, D1 could have just reinforced it one more time. He could have been
Yeah.
like, no, I did bring up examples. I did bring up contradictions or whatever, AKA this and this, right? You know, or the things that he brought up and said. And there you go, right? Like, and it would be problem solved. But clearly there was a disconnect, and like Sage either probably just didn't hear that part, didn't pick up on it, and then D1's just like, oh, I'm not fucking obligated to help this fucking guy, or hold his hand either, whatever, blah blah. So, and at the end of the day, honestly, even though it's I think it's a waste of time, but it's kind of smart in a way, like snaky in a way for D1 to do that, because he's basically just not looking out for him. You know what I mean? Like he's not trying to at all give him any grace or nothing, and he's not gonna, whatever. Like, so basically, it still kind of fucks over Sage at the end of the day, because it was at least said in the recording, right? Like he did give those reference contradictions. So the fact that that was said, this still falls on Sage negatively in a way. Sure, D1 could like save fucking so much time just by reinforcing, but he's like, you know what? Fuck you, I don't have to, or I don't want to, basically. That's probably what it was. Or he thought it would just go circular, and necessarily doesn't have to either, and so on and so forth. But again, for anybody that's debating or whatever, if there's clearly still confusion or disconnect, or your opponent's repeating or still right, and if they still don't whatever, then move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
essentially,
Yeah,
I think essentially, there's two perspectives. For the Sage side, you could argue that he gained ground because D1's pride doesn't want, isn't allowing him to restate what he said prior. And with D1 saying it's not my burden to prove that, and Sage saying, well, you have no evidence, even though he did state it previously. He did say Hashirama admitted inferiority. He did say that. But with D1 constantly stating like, oh, that's not my burden, people might interpret that as, oh, maybe he doesn't have evidence. Now for D1 side, the argument to say why he's winning is he did state that, and because he stated that, it doesn't matter how many times via ad nauseum that Sage states over and over, well, you just don't have evidence. He did state evidence to contradict the possibility that the Hashirama data book statement is literal. He did state that. And you could argue he's just not wanting to repeat himself. And again, it's in the recording. He did state that that's evidence. Hence,
yeah. So like objectively, it looks favorable for D1, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of the issue. You know what I mean? Like objectively wise, recording wise.
Yeah.
But at the same time, along with everything else, and then you have that whole the contrary element and so on and so forth. Because another thought process for D1 too, it could be as simple as, well, like he said that, right, and he doesn't feel the need to repeat or re-clarify or whatever the case, because he just thinks Sage still thinks there's no evidence, right? That could also be it too, where he thinks like Sage still just thinks that's not evidence, whatever.
That's
so
also
therefore
true.
he doesn't feel the need to repeat, because he thinks Sage is just not even agreeing with that as a contradiction or being absent of evidence,
Facts, yeah.
And that could also be D1's mindset, but we can't really know what D1's mindset is because he's not further elaborating on that or whatever, blah blah. And then Sage isn't really like probing or asking those clarifying questions either more either. Because I think he's also, you know what I mean, like on certain so like overall, like, it is complex, but at the end of the day, if we just go off what we are hearing in the recording, it's favorable for D1. But overall, is there things that D1 could have done a lot better? Sure, whatever, blah, or things Sage could have probably done a lot better to clear, the disconnect or the confusion. But it is what it is, and and again, like Jay said, I could definitely see how that'd be favorable for Sage or whatever, so on and so forth, because again, the absent evidence and everything along what Jay said. So it is an interesting thing. But at the end of the day, like like regardless, I don't care who the fuck it is, right? It could be fucking Noodles' fat ass for all I care. Okay.
Yeah.
If he objectively says something on recording and the other person didn't hear that or track it, and that's just what it is, right? And they keep saying, "Oh, you have nothing, whatever, blah." Well, I'm recording. It was there, right? So meaning therefore, technically they do, and therefore it would continuation. You know what I mean? So even if that person isn't necessarily specifying or repeating themselves. For whatever the fuck the reason D1 has,
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the end of the day, the accountability and burden goes on both ends. Is what I'm getting at.
It does.
Sage could very, very easily and clearly ask those probing questions, or ask for the reclarify, or this, or be like, well, why do you think? You know what I mean? Like, this is not absent evidence, or like what you know what I mean? Like he could ask, he could even simplify it too. You know what I mean? For D1, maybe then it would finally click for D1, and D1 would be like, oh, this motherfucker just thinks I didn't say contradicting, right? And there you go, problem solved. But Sage isn't doing that either. He's just continuing to reaffirm what he's getting at. Why is a defeat leader to D1, and then therefore he's good, right? You know. And so again, it's a problem on both ends. But yeah, that's what you're kind of working with.
It is, yeah.
At least
I
from
think
what I see.
Yeah, I agree. It's a pride thing on both sides. And Sage, there's a possibility theoretically that Sage didn't even hear what D1 said, or like you said, D1 knows he heard it, but maybe he believes Sage is just concluding that's not evidence anyway. So there's some,
Exactly, and
yeah,
that could be the disconnect. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
there's definitely a disconnect going on. It could be intentional, it could be unintentional. But I
Yeah.
would say D1's winning. I wouldn't say he's fucking slamming, but he's winning. He's winning.
No. But I'll say this too. If I really do think Sage didn't hear it, because if Sage did hear, I know for a fact he would press on that. You know what I
He
mean? Or
would
he would
press
go
him.
further.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure he probably just did not hear that part when D1
Yeah.
was talking and saying all that.
Yeah,
You know?
it's very likely that he didn't hear it, because if he presses
Yeah.
him on that, D1 would elaborate on that and just make his claim look worse. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it comes down to.
Being hyperbolic. In the absence of that evidence, it's less likely to be. So if you want to go through, first of all, at that point in time, I already established likelihood for it not being hyperbolic via evidence of absence, since that evidence hasn't been showcased in here. However, if you wanna go through, like, if you want to do the work and go through all of their fights right here, all of Hashirama's fights, there's really not a ton of them. We can walk through them, and then I can have you either point to the thing that showcases he can't be the strongest, or I can go through each and every fight and show why there's nothing in there that showcases he can't be the strongest.
Okay, so you just repeated yourself for the 20th time. You didn't actually address
Because I already provided likelihood.
It's my turn. I was quiet. It's my turn.
Go ahead, you're right.
Bitch. Thank you. So you didn't actually address any fucking thing that I said. All you did was repeat yourself. That's what we call a tier 7 debater. You didn't actually go through the points that I fucking brought up and actually address those things like I did towards your points. Because once again, I'm going to repeat them, and let's see if you actually track this time, okay? You keep saying that since I didn't present any evidence, which is absent right now, okay, the evidence of absent is meaning that you're raising likelihood towards the claim.
Sorry for the echo, by the way, guys. I had it playing on another end, but then I realized
even
that
if I don't
it's not that long.
demonstrate this evidence,
Oh, yeah.
it does not mean that this evidence does not exist. That means that you will need to justify why your said claim is the case. Because me not proving this said thing does not mean that your argument is the case, nor does it raise likelihood towards the argument. So for example, if I was to post a statement where it says that fucking Kakashi can beat up every fucking ninja in the fucking Akatsuki, and then I say, well, this data book has been shown to be reliable and Naruto has been shown to be inconsistent, and then you say, well, we have evidence of reason why these said things are inconsistent, and you point out these reasons, and then I say, retard, right, that no, you would need to demonstrate why this said argument is the case, even if I don't demonstrate these said things, because these things are just examples, okay? They're just examples, okay? To bring up the point that you would need to suffice to said claim. So, for instance, I say, well, this example and this example justifies that this is not the case, that Kakashi cannot beat up every ninja in the fucking Akatsuki because he lost to Itachi, okay? And then I say, well, there's consistent for these data books to be unreliable, okay? I am not only demonstrating that there's evidence for these data books not being the case, but this also demonstrates that they're unreliable. So now, since they're unreliable and we see there's a precedence of these things being unreliable, it just brings likelihood
so Jay,
towards
real
the
quick,
claim that
like what he just explained right there, that's hitting it right on the nail. So I do really think what it was, the reason why D1 didn't bring up that example for reinforcement, whatever, is because he does truly believe like that Sage still just disagrees why that doesn't work. Because with everything he just explained just now, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, yeah.
like that's literally just reconfirming that. Like, so therefore D1 doesn't feel or see the need to even say like, oh, where Hashirama admits inferiority to Jubito and all this other shit or whatever, blah. Like, he doesn't even feel the need to even say that or whatnot, because like he thinks Sage thinks that's not a refuter, basically, right? Like that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's what the disconnect is. Because everything he just said just now, he said it so fucking crystal clear a third grader could understand. And in simple terms, literally with the fact that fucking he described it. Not only data books can be inconsistent because the hyperbolic whatever blah, and we brought up examples and we both agreed upon that, right? That's what he said. But he also even brought up example where like Kakashi loses to Itachi, right? I mean, that's a direct contradiction, meaning therefore that data book has so like D1 is like dead ass like saying like why like what I mean? Because again, that's what he did in the beginning of the debate. But yet Sage was like, no, this and that, whatever, blah, blah, yada yada yada. And then this has been that disconnect ever since. So like I like probability wise, I really do think that's why D1 didn't even say that or like bring it back up or whatever because he feels like there's just literally no point. So
Yeah.
he's trying to again and give even other examples why Sage's logic wouldn't follow, right?
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Sage, the problem with Sage again, he clearly didn't hear that part of what D1 said way before the examples or whatever. Otherwise, he wouldn't be just saying, "Oh, you didn't give any evidence to contradict," you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point. It keeps iterating, and yeah, I
So
do
and
agree.
that's the issue. Like that's the only thing that would make sense for
Yeah.
the whole disconnect.
After what D1
Yeah.
said, I agree. It's because he doesn't see a
Because
point.
if D1 knew that, if he knew that, he would have said it. He would have brought it up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because he's literally saying it all, but just in different examples in different ways. The
Yeah.
same exact shit.
Yeah,
You know?
he is. I think he
Yeah.
doesn't see a point in even bringing it up either way. I do agree. Yeah, I think at that
Yeah.
point he doesn't even need to. Basically, that's actually what he said. I don't need to show evidence. Basically, so
Yeah.
Its own data book itself could be unreliable, which is the Hashirama data book about the shinobi, him being the strongest shinobi. I think it's consistent that these data books are unreliable. So you would need to demonstrate why this data book is reliable outside of the fact that you're saying that I'm not showcasing any evidence or reasons to suggest that Hashirama is not the strongest shinobi. That's just me.
Wait, hold on.
That's not even debating at this fucking point, you fucking
Yeah, yeah.
retard. Shut up. I can just say,
So,
I could just shut the fuck up. I can
oh
just
my God,
post a
dude.
fucking, I could just post a fucking claim where it says King Naruto is the strongest in the fucking world and say, yeah, you would need to
Mhm.
demonstrate evidence of why he's not the strongest in the world, or else
Yeah, you
it
could do
raises
that.
likelihood. Shut up. Why does bitch ass nigga keep talking? Huh? Why the fuck you still talking when I'm saying my fucking argument? Shut the fuck up.
Are you almost done?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yes, retard. It's not even
Okay.
fucking debating at this fucking point. Okay? It's a I posted a scan of saying Kid Naruto is the strongest in the fucking world, and you say, well, since you didn't demonstrate any evidence, the evidence is absence of why he isn't the strongest in the world. It raises likelihood towards the claim that he is. That's dumb as fuck, bitch. It's just so dumb.
Okay.
You don't know the actual
Oh my
definition of
God.
argument for ignorance. So argument for ignorance actually goes
Jesus
both
Christ.
ways. It's saying that since there's no
This is your
evidence
third
of
point,
this.
bro.
Shut up. Okay, yeah. Batman, can you mute him? Because he's still talking.
Well, one of the things you agreed to was no shotgunning. This is your
Can you be
third
quiet?
point.
Can you be quiet?
This is your third primary
Can you
point.
be quiet? Can you be
That
quiet?
would be shotgunning.
Can you be quiet? Thank you. So, like I
So
was
you're
saying
breaking
before,
one of the debate
fuck me,
rules
shut
you
up.
agreed
No,
to.
I'm not breaking shit, but your mother back.
You
So
are.
shut the
what
fuck
the
up, bitch.
fuck?
Anyways,
You are
You a
breaking
bitch.
rules,
You
but
a
I'll
bitch, Rocky.
allow it.
shut up.
I'll allow it. I've got
Shut up.
good enough tracking to let you go for
Shut
3
up.
points.
No, you can't track for
Uh,
shit. You're getting
Honestly,
Go ahead.
Jay,
slammed.
My
I
Anyways,
really
like I
God.
do
said,
wonder
I post a
how
scan of
Sage would be if he released like his 8 inner gates and went demon mode as well and just started
I know.
or
That would be
Sage.
hilarious. They start like roasting each other.
Imagine Sage going fucking fuck it.
Oh my God.
Because Sage is just so like mature and calm and collective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's funny. Like, because he'll do like little pseudo ways of but like Sage has never like reciprocated to that extent though, or done the same shit. And that would probably be fucking hilarious
Oh,
if
yeah. If he
Sage
actually,
was virgin.
yeah. I've never heard him spurge before.
Oh my god.
Never.
Yeah,
saying Kid
no.
Naruto is the strongest in the world, and then you say, well, there's no fucking evidence to suggest that he's not, so it brings likelihood
Mhm.
towards the claim because you haven't demonstrated. That's literally what we call argument for English. You try to say it's not, but argument for English go both ways, dumbass. It says that since there's no evidence of said thing being the case, it is the case. But there is no evidence of said thing not being the case, so it is the case. In this instance, retard, and who said what? Was that Infinity?
Bro, can you wrap this up?
Oh, that wasn't Infinity. My bad. That wasn't
Hey,
Infinity.
you should dumb that son, but you
I
don't know
love
how to
how D1
debate.
gets
But
mad
Yo,
when
who's
someone
talking
talks
while
and
they're
he's
debating,
talking,
bro?
but yeah,
Stop.
when all the people talk when Sage is talking, nothing.
I know what the fuck.
But yeah,
Poor Sage, man. No
I know.
equity.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
yeah, but saying that's
I
since
didn't
there's no
have
evidence
perms,
of
so I
something
couldn't
being
do
the case,
shit.
that means that
Yeah.
it's not the case. And there's no evidence of something being not the case, meaning that there is the case. In this instance, you're
Mhm.
saying that since there's no evidence of something being not the case, then it is the case. Or in this
No,
instance,
no.
it brings likelihood towards that say proposition. Retard. Now be quiet because I wasn't done. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
This is going to be your fourth thing?
but case, retard. So at this point, you're not even debating. You're just getting your ass
Give me
kicked
your
down.
point.
But thank you,
Oh
Wiggins.
God.
All right,
Repeat
all right.
yourself, pussy.
Are you done?
'Cause nobody
Okay,
thinks you
so
won.
I'm gonna go through the 4 points that you just listed if I can remember all 4 of them. So I'll work backwards. So the last point you made, you said I was making an argument from ignorance. An argument from ignorance fallacy is saying something is not the case because it hasn't been proven to be the case. For example, God doesn't exist because we haven't had evidence of God existing. That's not the same as an evidence of absence claim, which is the one that I'm making, which says we have an established precedent for if X,
Bro.
then Y. Hold on, shut up. I listened. If X, then Y. So if there is a chair in the room, we typically can expect evidence of Y being able to see the chair in the room. In this example, if language is hyperbolic, we get evidence that it's hyperbolic. So, in the absence of the typical evidence you would expect, it makes it less likely for the chair to be in the room or for the claim to be hyperbolic. That's number one, not an argument from ignorance fallacy. You just showed you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let's work backwards through your other examples. The second thing was the Naruto example. You said, oh, I could post a claim saying Kid Naruto is the strongest in the world, and you would just say, oh, well, there's nothing to disprove it, so it's got to be true. Again, that would be an argument from ignorance fallacy, but that's not the claim I'm making. I'm not saying because it's not disproven, it must be true. I'm saying because we have a precedent that when hyperbolic language is used, it comes with evidence, and we don't have that evidence here. Therefore, it's less likely to be the case that it's hyperbolic. Those are two different arguments. You did the same exact thing with your. Hold on, you did this. Hold on, you did the same exact thing with the Itachi thing. So basically, what you did is you just fucked yourself in the ass by using two different examples of argument from ignorance fallacies, and then claiming that I used an argument from ignorance fallacy, despite the fact that I just had to educate you on the difference between an argument from ignorance fallacy and an evidence of absence claim. So again, just to lay it out, he agreed when hyperbolic language is used in the data books, it comes with evidence. We can identify that it's hyperbolic because of things in the series and definition.
Vitamin man, you dirty smelly bitch. Earn this time out, nigga.
So, in the absence of that evidence, it makes it less likely that it's hyperbolic. So,
so context, I muted that bitch because he started talking shit to Sage while Sage is talking and giving his arguments. So I fucking muted him, and I had my mic muted on OBS, so you couldn't hear me. But I was talking on Discord, telling him to shut the fuck up and blah blah. And then I muted him, and then because I muted him, he apparently had like the highest perms on that server. So then he timed me out so that I couldn't even record the debate for a moment. But then I eventually come back, and then apparently even Sage got timed out and like a perm to be used during the debate, and then eventually D1 bans him because I think like fucking something else more happens and shit. So
yeah, fucking people kept talking like, bro, let them fucking talk. Damn.
Yeah, no, literally, fucking retarded.
Retarded ass people.
Then why?
You might have to skip a little bit forward until you hear the audio again.
Incredibly reliable.
Are you dumb?
If you're admitting, hold on, stop. It would be incredibly reliable for you to be able to say, okay, these kinds of things come with evidence, so we can identify them. Therefore, if that evidence isn't present and obvious, then it's probably not that.
How long is this guy gonna keep on yapping for?
Sift through those two things. So I just worked. Well, hold on. I just had to spend some extra.
Vitamin man, watch your tone, nigga. Watch your tone, little bro.
Well, I just had to,
little bro. I own you.
Sorry for the
okay?
guys, simmer down. I had to yap for a second because I had to work backwards through 4 points that he made, and I told him he was shotgun.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I think I got permed again at this point.
Retarded.
Unreliable. You proved.
I don't know why people
that's what you believe to be the case.
No. You proved.
So just to inform you guys, the reason why there's been moments where the audio is coming out and then coming back in and then coming out, and the reason why I'm doing the BRB screens is because this is around that was some gay shit permed as well, and then they're just kind of no. And
are you done talking?
No, I'm not done talking.
Can I go now? So once again, you don't actually understand shit, retard.
Batman, mute him.
Like I was
Mute
saying,
him.
dumbass.
I'm not
You
done
sound
talking.
dumb as shit.
I'm not done talking.
So, anyways, you
Batman,
make a
mute
fool
him.
out of yourself,
Batman,
dumbass nigga.
you got
Right here,
mute him,
Sage
bro.
asked me to mute him, but I told Sage on Discord I couldn't
You're
mute
getting
because I
so the
don't have
moderator's
perms.
getting
Eat this,
perm right
bitch.
now.
Man, just relax. Just pipe down there. I own you,
And
bitch.
then Sage is
Okay.
like, wait,
So
Batman's getting
Sage is a
permed?
retard, and I'm going to demonstrate this for the fucking recording and for the fucking chat. Okay, he keeps trying to flip the burden on me to tell me that I would need to provide some.
And basically at this point, this is when like Sage got like timed, and then he just gets banned. So I'm not really gonna include the rest of this point. It's basically just D1 like re-clarifying his points and basically saying everything that he was arguing and why Sage, doesn't matter, whatever, blah. Because of all the perm stuff going on and everything, whatever, it kind of becomes an equity issue at this point. So that's not really fair to Sage. If it was the other way around where D1 was out and then Sage just starts going whatever and it was on his side, I would do the same exact fucking shit. So I don't, that egotistical or stupid fucking bullshit when people just want to just abuse power and the whole nine on servers, I don't put up with that. That's why, personally, I only do debates either on my server or on Jay's server, or unless I know for an absolute fact that there would be competence or I have some type of contingency plan to make sure there's positive reinforcement throughout the productivity of the debate. So, either way, I'm not going to play the rest. There's no point. But yeah, that's kind of what you guys are working with. And just to kind of show you the before context of the debate, if you guys are curious as well, I'll kind of show that for you guys too. And basically, go here. We'll widescreen this real quick.
I think the only thing I show here is like the screenshots. It's like the before.
And just
I think it's just like
stuff. I did
it's just them talking
just basically
shit.
pause the video and you guys can read it. I'll even like do this again. You guys can pause it, just self-pause it if you need to, in by all means. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Batman out. Like, comment, subscribe in the description down below. It's
just screenshots.
Yeah, it's just screenshots. I think it was them all just talking shit, and then eventually it was also I think like it was D1 saying if I permabuse, I lose the debate, and then Sage was like that's an auto concession or whatever if he does, and then was perms being used, so and then that basically that, and the screenshots were showed, and Sage asked me to make sure that was shown too, which is why I showed it. So
yeah, that was the debate part we did here. I would say it was, I don't want to use the word close. It was competitive, but because of the very, I would say, nuanced sort of argument that Sage gave, D1 probably took it. He just used more concrete logic in his argumentation. Say when you're playing with appeals from ignorance and trying to argue the difference between that and absence of evidence, if you get into really advanced philosophy, I'm not going to get too complicated with it, but appeal from ignorance is an informal fallacy. It's a very complex and sort of, I guess, nuanced type of fallacy where sometimes it's not even a fallacy. And I understand why Sage used that. It's complicated. It's a complicated distinction. They're very similar in nature. Sometimes they even cross paths. It's very complicated. Then you start to get into more so opinions of what a fallacy is, what it isn't. I understand that the angle he took, it's a good one, but D1 just stuck to more concrete logic, and I think he really ran away with it at the end of the debate, bringing up that what I said prior, that the data books themselves aren't reliable, and that's historically shown. So he's basically establishing a precedence right there. I know Sage kept bringing up the precedence of, he's trying to establish the fact that there's a precedence that when there is hyperbolic statements, there's evidence to substantiate that, meaning anti-feats to those statements, hence making them hyperbolic instead of hyperliteral. But D1, again, at the end, brought up very good arguments against that. He basically said, one, you don't have evidence for your claim. So me not bringing up evidence that Hashirama is, to bringing up anti-feats to establish that Hashirama isn't the strongest shinobi doesn't improve the likelihood of your claim. You have no evidence whatsoever. And in fact, the data books themselves are unreliable in nature. And there's a precedence for that. And I just brought that up. So even if I don't bring up evidence, there is a precedence for the data books having hyperbolic statements regardless of that. So you didn't
The
improve the
Sage agreed
likelihood.
to that too.
Yeah,
But,
he did agree to that. I think D1 took it, especially. I think towards the middle, I was like skeptical. I still would lean toward D1, but
yeah.
towards the end, he took it. He took it for sure. Again, Sage is fighting a losing battle, and I think Sage is intelligent. I know he knows that. He was fighting a losing battle, deciding to be the pro side of that claim. Um, my honest opinion on it, I think he created that claim and made it public because it's a fun claim. It's fun to engage in, and it's a smart marketing tactic as far as videos that will get recognition and attention. It's smart. I'm not gonna lie, I've probably done it before. I don't know if I made a claim that crazy before, but there's claims that I've made that maybe I don't believe in 100% either. Um, but D1's a good debater, so it's not someone you're gonna beat. You're not gonna beat someone like that with that claim. But again, he approached it well. Sage approached it well. He debated well with the tactics he used. But yeah, D1
Yeah.
took it towards the end because of
Yeah, they're both great. Yeah, they're both fantastic debaters, content creators. Obviously, Sage for YouTube Naruto does an incredible job. What's it called? D1, good at debating. Why not? He's obviously funny. Sage is funny too. Yeah, so if we're just going solely based on the argumentation and whatnot of everything, I would also say D1. If we're just simply going off like the integrity of the debate and like with what was agreed upon that D1 agreed to, which was to not do perms on Sage,
you did, yeah.
um, then technically with that into consideration, Sage won this debate regardless of the argumentation because you're breaking a rule. You know what I mean? I'll give an example. It's like I'll give an example, like UFC, right? Let's say you're beating the fuck out of your opponent, right? You're beating the fuck out of him, but then you do an illegal move that you're not supposed to do, and you get disqualified. Like, yeah, you won that fight, but you broke a rule, so that's meaning that person won, even though they're all bloodied, fucked up, and would have lost the fight. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what I'm getting at. Now I'm not like Sage got fucking destroyed. I'm just giving an example so it's more simple for you guys to understand. What's it called? And that's basically what we're working with here. So like by technicality and rules and whatnot, what's it called? Then D1 did lose because we didn't show it in video, but in the screenshots, whatever, D1 does say if I perm you, then I lose, and he does do that. I get permed when I was supposed to be there to make sure Sage wasn't getting permed, and I couldn't even do that, so I couldn't even be D1 saving grace, which was literally what I was designed to be there for, and eventually was even agreed to a moderate at a certain point, but I couldn't even do any of that. And so because D1 did that, why not? Then that's a concession. It's an auto concession basically, and that's why. So rules wise, to what D1 agreed to verbatim. Right there, yeah. Say Jay just brought it up. So if I perm abuse you, you win. You know what I mean? Now, the only way D1 can kind of get out of this and whatnot is if he says, "Oh, I was just being sarcastic," or that's not my intent, or whatever. Then that's a whole different story. But if I'm just going off objectively what I'm seeing, right? And same thing for Jay.
Yep.
I got to be fair on both parties. So
yeah, I agree.
Again, rules and whatnot. Sage won. Argumentation wise, I'm with D1.
Yeah, Sage won.
And again, I only think Sage lost because of argumentation, because I really do believe he just didn't hear the contradiction reference points that D1 did say way in the beginning. If he heard that and D1 said that again, I don't think this would have been nowhere near as long as it was, and it would have just branched off into a whole other discussion.
Yeah, it would have definitely branched
because
off.
Sage is very, very smart. Yeah, Sage is very, very smart. I just think he just didn't hear those arguments or like that part of it, and then that's why he just thought like, well, you're not showing me shit, whatever, and you just keep saying, oh, blah blah blah, and it got into everything else, But that's basically my input on it.
Yeah, I do agree. I think basically D1 committed a technical foul, which is perm abuse. Basically, off a technicality, he lost. If there was an official record, and it was because of what he agreed to prior, he lost. A good example is John Jones losing. Well, D1 did destroy Sage, but the point is, the analogy is that John Jones was winning a fight and he elbowed his opponent in an illegal way and he lost, even though he won the fight very clearly. Unofficial record, D1 lost.
Honestly, D1 might didn't even care either. Like low key, that
didn't.
is like D1 too.
Yeah,
he probably didn't even get that. He's like, you know what? I know he's like, I know I won this argumentation, whatever. So I just don't give a fuck now, and that's probably why he did it too. You know what I mean? But so like, but you know, 'cause he just doesn't like he doesn't take it that serious. You know what I mean? Like it's like whatever to him. But whether if he didn't care or if he just forgot, whatever the fuck case may be, again, we have to give credit when it's due. Stage one and technicality. You know, that's all I'm getting at. And if I'm even being more technical, another rule D1 also broke too is letting a bunch of fucking people speak. That was also part of Sage's rule too, where people cannot just start speaking and doing all like, and he kept allowing that. You know what I mean? Whether or not if he was expecting me to do with that or whatever, and he just didn't know I didn't have perms, whatever I don't fucking know. Either way, that was going on, and he is the owner, so he could have shut that shit down, but he wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so like, there's that too. Technically, I could put against
D1
as well, and that's obviously not fair to. Yeah. You know, if we're being objective, that's not fair. You know.
Yeah,
so,
it's not fair. It wasn't a neutral site. You know, it wasn't a neutral battlefield. It was
like clearly people were like being having animosity against Sage. They're being fucking stupid and whatnot, immature, and that's obviously not appropriate. It's not productive for the debate, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's just being objective. It's not proper etiquette. He's getting like fucking bombarded with fucking retards talking shit. You know, it's not gonna work. So, he won based off technicality. D1 had the big argumentation. Good debate regardless. D1 Sage is intelligent, so his tactics were, they were good. They worked for a good amount of time until D1 took it in the end. Like I said, yeah, someone that's not very good at debating probably would have lost that debate against Sage on that. Even if it's very obvious that Hashirama is not the strongest shinobi in Naruto, he still could have won against a lot of people, to be quite honest. So well done by Sage and D1. But looking at the questions in the chat, there was a couple or one or two. Is there any debate Hashirama is strongest in? I mean, there's a shit ton. There's a shit ton of people he'd defeat, but most of Naruto actually he'd defeat. He wouldn't defeat like Jubidara or anything, but he beat a lot of people.
Yeah, Hashirama could like literally body everybody all the way up to the point to where basically in theory the only person really questionable for Hashirama is like Minato, right? Like Minato himself or Casey and Minato, like things like that. Like that I feel like is more of a discussion. Even Sage Mode KCM to Naruto, like that in a way can be also a discussion too. Things like that. But even then, like again, if we're talking like full fucking power Hashirama with Sage Mode on top of it, I'm sorry, I think he still slams Naruto at his max power. I think he's still fucking like even Minato. Like I just don't. I don't see Minato overcoming like that. Like sure he could be faster, but doesn't mean he can fucking hurt him or or do anything. And like especially Sage Mode. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah.
But like overall like like there's like he basically bodies everybody, but then there's like certain people that's contentious. But then when you get to like that 6-pass like fucking scaling like Jubito and above an 8th gate guy, like that's just
he's blown away.
It's blatant as day that he's done.
Yeah, he's
like
blown
it's
away.
Emphasized, the narrative shows it. There's feats to show it. Fucking Hashirama concedes himself. He says stronger. The key word stronger than me. And it reminds you he has the ability to absorb all his clones. You know what I mean? That's the original one saying that too, not a fucking clone. Like all this shit. Even Madara says the same shit. He says all the Okage would lose against him, not Hashirama alone. All of them using teamwork would lose. Okay,
exactly.
So like, there's just so much evidence. Like it's clear as day Hashirama is not on that level of feeling. He has his limits. So
I just got here. Sage was so badly mistreated. Yeah, he was. What's your guys' thoughts? What's your guys' thoughts on Apollo? I don't know anything about the guy. I just know he debates people.
He's an idiot. Yeah, he's an egotist. That was the guy that was interrupting during the debate, and that was the guy that also timed me out and timed Sage out, and then eventually D1 banned Sage. But yeah, that's who they're talking about. Apollo. He's a fucking immature, egotistical idiot, and that's the same guy that you guys will see recording either tomorrow or the following day to where he got destroyed by Gios in a debate, and then he pissed D1 off, who was the moderator and the judge, and he started calling D1 biased because he started calling D1 biased and whatnot, and that pissed D1 off so bad he just fucking loses it and he goes off on him. Like he starts spurging on him, raging the whole nine, you name it, and he literally brings up like objective examples like how the fuck am I biased to you when you have the second highest perms on this server? Okay, fucking you do whatever you want. Gios has no perms, okay, and so on and so forth, and all because you're losing the fucking debate in certain points. And I agree that you're losing, you're fucking coping, and you're trying to say now I'm being biased or whatever and blah blah. Like you're fucking stupid. And he basically just put him on the spot. But he brought up like so many contradictions that doesn't even co-align with that. You know what I mean? And it was just fucking hilarious. So there's actually a recording. I'm contemplating what the title will be for that, whether if it's just Rip Apollo or Gios and D1's Chia Massacre to Apollo, you know what I mean? Obito Itachi style, you know, I don't fucking know. But we'll see. It was fucking hilarious. But yeah, he gets bitched, so but yeah, long story short, to answer your question for Apollo, yeah, he's a fucking idiot. That's what he is. like for all I know, like could he be like somewhat of a competent debater, sure, but like as a person and just everything, like he's just an idiot. He's stupid.
So. Yeah. I'd love to see Jay react to the Apollo versus Gios debate. I'll tell you what, I don't know these people. I'll do it for, well, it depends how long it is. If it's over an hour, we'll react to it for 50. I won't even do $1 a minute. $50, we'll react to it. Sage is my guy, so that's that we had to react to this. And D1 is my guy too. But I don't know those people, but I'll do it for, unless it's shorter. If it's 30 minutes or less, we'll do 25. If it's over an hour.
Yeah, the topic they debated, Jay, was like something to do with like Itachi and Casey and Naruto or whatever. I don't know. It's something along that I had to do with like Nagato and Casey and Naruto and Itachi Edo. And like the point that was being discussed was like whether or not if Itachi's going fully all out against Casey and Naruto, Apollo is trying to rep that he's not going all out. Gios is trying to rep that he is because he's an Edo, Kabuto's orders, blah blah, the whole fucking nine. And he was just dogging Apollo on that. Like he was just dogging him. Like, and then it even got to a point where they started discussing like whether or not if Apollo was saying Casey Naruto was like panicking or like scared or whatever that Nagato was doing the soul jutsu on him or whatever, some shit, and Gios was just saying like, oh well, like he's just confused. And if you look at all these manga panels, he's literally confused. There's a question mark. He's asking what is his jutsu, all this blah blah yada yada. He's not like scared. He's not like, you know, like feeling threatened. He's just like what the fuck is going on basically, and he's trying to combat him, you know.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. So it was like things like that they were talking about, and he just got fucking bitched. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, he just got bitched.
Depending on the length, like yeah, we can react to it, but I don't know them, so yeah, $50 over an hour, 30 minutes or less, 25.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like reaction worthy. Like it was funny, but you know, I don't know if it's reaction worthy, but like all I will say is like he was basically trying to rep like losing stances. Like again, like the example, Itachi Edo, like good luck trying to prove Itachi's not going all out when he's literally being ordered as a mindless fucking tool.
Facts.
Like, you know, like good luck beating that.
Yeah. Hey Jay, would you rename your channel to Jay the Dog because you're a dog? No, I would rename it. I mean, I'm a dog sometimes, but I would have renamed my shit. How many verses do you scale nowadays? We scale obviously besides Naruto, Dragon Ball, JJK, DC, Marvel to an extent. A lot of shows that I thought were peak aura, the Dexterverse. I do that shit now.
The Boys.
The Boys, Invincible.
Yeah.
That shit's peak. Bleach. Oh, that's anime. Bleach.
All kinds of animes.
Yeah, a lot of animes. Comic books, the major ones, we can scale most characters, and I can just do research if I don't know too much about one. A lot of verses out there. But yeah, the debate stage, you know, the debate world, as far as high profile content creators, it's been a dying thing for a long time. So, like I said at the beginning of this, it's refreshing to see someone like Sage debate.
Yep.
You know, it's very rare. The last high profile debate was Swag versus Pussy Ass Noodles, I believe. That was the last like high profile debate.
Yeah.
I don't know why he does that fucktard favors. The guy's a fucking loser. But hey, Swag's a better man than
Yeah.
me. He's a better man than me, I tell you that. Fuck that loser. But
hey, also credit goes to me. I was the one that even like situated the whole D1 in Sage thing to even
yeah,
happen
facts.
to begin with. What's it called? And the only reason why it happened is because Sage obviously came out with the whole Hashirama thing, right? So I told D1 about it. I'm like, do you agree with him or do you disagree? And he's like, I obviously disagree. He's fucking, and he's like insults him, says he's retarded, whatever, blah, blah. And then I'm like, okay, well, if you disagree, then let's see if you two want to debate. Let me ask Sage if he's willing to debate you. And so then I asked Sage, he's like, all right, he said some things, and then D1 says some stuff. And I kid you not, just me trying to set up a debate, it somehow turned into a fucking shit show. Like, it was the longest debate setup I've ever done in my life, where like Sage is saying all these things, D1 saying all these things, then it's getting hostile, whatever, blah blah. You name it. It was just getting crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And like low key, I'm kind of I am responsible for it to a degree. Like I feel like I fucking instigated it to agree, but I'd never expected to get like that fucking crazy. You know what I mean? But at that point, I was already so like long far gone. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Time to stir the pot. Let's get this shit happening.
Yeah.
like I just tried to do a simple setup, and now it's like getting crazy. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make it even more crazy. And I was like, fuck it. And I'm over here screenshotting what they're saying instead of just being nice and like, you know what I mean? Say, oh well, he said this and like doing the nice way, right? That nah, I'm just screenshotting it, blah blah.
Honestly,
It was fucking hilarious. So like
our
yeah.
history though, like these guys compared to what we've done, these guys are like peaches and cream. The shit we've done to like our enemy, like Loco. I have nothing against the kid,
Oh
but
yeah.
we led him into retirement. We led him into retirement after we like Noodles. His pussy ass is posting community posts. I'm getting away from debating, and I'm gonna unlist all my hostile videos, and that's because of us. He's a bitch. That's why.
Yep.
So he's gone. We go when we go into conflict, we go dark. We go for the throat.
Oh yeah.
And Noodles, he has a big throat.
Some
He's a
meet the
fat.
gram shit. Family Matters.
Yeah, that meet the gram type shit. Dead ass. I mean, we literally made a diss track on that fat fuck.
Like if Meet the Grams and Family Matters had a fusion, you know what I mean? Some Gogeta shit.
Facts. Did Jay debate Noodles? I asked that fat ass. He said no. He even took down all his videos because he doesn't want to be affiliated with debating after I asked him. He's a pussy. He wants to like try to have some more bright light type of image when for the last 7 years he's been a cuck fucking loser trying to gain notoriety by giving dog shit takes. Like, bro, that's what you'll always be. You will always be that fucking retard. Sorry.
Bro, doesn't he still do that on Twitter? Like he's still a fucking dick. Like,
Yeah,
to
he's a
everybody on
dickwad on
Twitter.
there.
Like what is he
And then on
talking
YouTube,
about?
he's like, I'm turning a new leaf. I'm like, dude, look at your Twitter, you fucking loser. All you do is fucking talk shit to people. Shut your dumb ass up. Or whatever.
But like he's doing a fucking yoga like class or some bullshit or like
his fat ass, his fucking wife probably has him doing yoga now. He is the woman of the house after all. So I mean, fuck it, fucking bitch, man. Fuck that loser. Hey Jay, would you? What other verses do you want to scale nowadays? Eventually One Piece. Actually, I'm glad you brought this up. I mean, it's still DC, but the Absolute Universe, it's fucking peak. It's peak comic book writing.
Oh, it's so good,
So
dude.
good.
I heard a lot about it.
So
I've
good.
seen some issues of Batman and
fucking peak. Fucking peak.
And Superman. I've seen Superman
So
and Batman,
good.
and bro, it's pretty fucking good, dude. Yeah.
I read the majority of
like
both.
bro, like if they were to ever do an Elseworld, if they were to ever do an Elseworld story, they definitely should cover Absolute Batman.
Facts.
That would be a great movie.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that would
like
probably
yeah.
that would blow up their box office for sure. There's no doubt about that. Those
yeah.
Superman and Batman were they're so good. I think I read all the issues. There's like other stuff going on in the DC verse now. Like they met the people from the main DC verse and all kinds of shit. And Darkseid's
the Batman's the best though. Like, and I'm not just saying that because you know I fucking like Batman. Like no dead ass. Like if you guys read all of them, like everybody, even numbers wise, everything. Like the Absolute Batman is the best out of all.
That shit is fire. That shit is fire. It is the best that I've read. I read Superman, Batman. I'm gonna get into Wonder Woman. I think there's even other ones.
And
now,
the Flash, I think, came
out
too.
Yeah, I think there's a Flash one now. It's like pretty new. I want to start reading that. I heard his
But
stories.
they're
Like,
all good. Like,
they're all
mind you,
good.
they're all really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like,
Peak writing.
yeah. But Batman definitely takes it. Like if you even look at like the popular, like
The
the
twist
highest
on,
sales,
yeah,
it's absolute Batman.
the
It's
twists and
absolute Batman
turns in
that's
that,
fucking
and that
slamming.
one specifically is so good. Like the twists and turns and
Yep.
like the directions the writing goes in. It's really fucking good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I know
Remember
people.
that Bane shit, Jay, where
Holy,
like where we
yeah,
all thought he got like really fucked up, but that was
yeah,
just Alfred's like imagination.
yeah.
Like
Alfred is a fucking dog in
fucking
the
crazy.
absolute verse. He's a fucking monster.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah,
him
he
though.
got humbled by Batman many
No,
times.
he
So.
did. He keeps thinking like, "Oh, you're a young naive boy," and then he's like, "Bitch, I'm bad.
Yeah, he's
I
about to
know."
beat him up, and then Batman
Yeah.
just beats him.
He's like, "Bitch, you don't think I'm watching you? You're watching me. You don't think I know
Yeah.
that? The fuck?" Yeah,
He
Batman's
like
that guy.
humbled Alfred like two or three times. It was so fucking fun. Like, don't get me wrong, Alfred's a badass, but like
Yeah, he
Batman's
is.
like,
He is.
nah, I'm the next level, bitch.
He's like, dude, you might be old and shit,
like,
but you don't know. You don't know. Like, I know what the fuck you're doing every time you're watching me.
bro, I trained around the world. Yeah, I did all this shit. I
Yeah,
honed myself. Like, I'm just way like, nah, me
facts.
fucking like. And what's even more funny is like, what's even more scary is that Batman's not even rich.
No,
Like,
he's
he's
not
like fucking.
regular guy.
He's like the ghetto Batman,
Yeah,
and yet he's still a fucking beast. Like that's
he's
what's
like
like again, like that just goes to show you like Batman's not defined by the money either. People always say, "Oh, the
facts,
money."
dude.
Nah, bro, that
Yeah,
just makes it even more.
it's
That just makes it
character.
easier.
It's all
That
character.
motherfucker can do it without money.
Yeah, it's his character that makes him. It's not even the money. What happened to Loco? I hope he's
Dude
all
made
right.
all his shit. Yeah,
Yeah, what happened to Loco? I don't know, man. We retired him, and he hasn't been back since. I don't know what happened to him.
yeah. The
He
bitch
got
got
retired
retired.
after we
Yep,
dropped those diss tracks that hit his soul. He's
yep.
gone. It's over. He even
And
been in
he tried
videos.
to fuck with me and whatnot. Yep,
Yeah,
and then
dude.
diss tracks got made. He got bodied and bullied by like the voice chat discussions we had because he had the audacity to try to fuck with me, then fuck with Jay, then try to get Noodles involved, and then Noodles
That
joined,
bitch,
and then he
bro.
got bitched by
Pussy
Jay.
ass. Yeah,
Like
fuck
it
that
just
dude,
it
bro.
turned into like whole like civil war, like a Shinobi, like the fifth Shinobi like war somehow.
Yeah,
But because of just everything that happened and like the shit he did and whatnot, like it I had to go to the next level. Diss tracks are made,
facts.
exposure, a video was made of all the bullshit he's done and whatnot. Like I shot all of it. Yeah, remember that shit, Jay, where
Yeah,
he was posting like gay gifs of me and you and
bro, he
shit.
was tripping with
Fucking
that
weirdo.
shit. I was
Yeah,
like, bro,
you didn't even do nothing. You didn't do
honestly,
shit,
yeah,
and
I
he
think
just
it.
starts getting you involved and like, yeah,
Yeah, bro. Honestly, I
talking
think
shit
that
to
it
you.
was that not like us diss track. I think that's where we retired him. After we posted that, it was over. He's gone. I was like, bro. After all the
And
lyric,
it didn't help his case that he was associated with Noodles, with
nah,
fucking
nah.
Clyde and all, and it's like he
Fuck
was
those
associated with
people,
all the
bro.
weirdos too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck those people. Those people are the fucking pussies. The Absolute Universe exists and is the way it's because of Darkseid. Yeah, Darkseid is the one. He's the one that started that verse. Yeah. Oh, so you used existence erasure on Loco, pretty much, bro. Pretty much.
Yeah. He got
He got negated
bitched.
from
Yep.
the verse. He got negated from the verse, literally.
And it's not just me and Jay saying this shit. Like I had a bunch of people like, because at first I didn't think nothing of it, right? But like then I had a bunch of people like commenting on my YouTube stuff and whatnot, and they're like, "Dang, you retired Loco. Like, where's he been at? Or like, why'd you do him like that?" I'm like, you know what? Honestly, yeah, that like I was over here just thinking, oh, it's a coincidence. But I'm like, you know what? Nah, fuck that bitch. Like,
Yeah, it's like
retired his bitch
all
ass.
this, like
Shit.
the conflict, like they started this shit, bro. Like that's what happened. Like
Oh yeah.
Noodles, I tried many times to
Yeah,
make amends with
they try
Noodles.
to go with the false narrative agenda bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, and
it's
they
like
thought that was gonna fucking be slick. We're like, hell no, like, fuck you.
like
Like
I
me and
want
Jay, we don't do that weird shit. We
nah,
don't get involved with that weird shit. We're not on fucking any weird ass server. We don't do
yeah,
any of
fuck that
that
shit, bro.
bullshit. We stay away from that shit. The whole nine. And if you're gonna come at us and try to say we're like you, fuck no, fuck
Fuck
you.
no. Yeah, facts.
Like,
It's like try to make amends with these guys multiple times and like give them benefit of the doubt, and they come talking shit. I'm like, okay. I mean,
yeah, Jay was the bigger person. Cause see, I
yeah,
didn't give a fuck.
yeah,
Jay was
bro.
the one trying to make amends, be patient, be unbiased, be respectful, and they just kept being disrespectful.
Yeah,
They
bro.
kept doing shit.
Then we had to end their careers. Like, bro, come on, man. Like,
Yep.
you guys talk all that shit, and you can't even handle you can't handle the fire. Like, come on, don't talk shit then.
No.
Like,
Nope.
they don't know what shit talking is because you're on Discord talking shit to fucking 16-year-olds. You have no idea what true verbal assault actually is. Like, bro, you don't know what that's like. and when we gave it to
Literally.
them, they disappear. Like they fucking disappear from the face of the earth after that. So it's like,
I gotta go back. I gotta go back to that video, Jay, where you just like destroy noodles and just going off on it.
he got fucking
I gotta
humiliated.
find that video. It's on my one of my playlists. Yeah, it was just you just going off on him, or
It
like,
was like
and
20
then noodles
minutes.
like fucking failing miserably trying to pack at you, but he just couldn't do it. You
Nah,
just went
he got like out
off
of breath and
on
shit. He's like,
him.
I'm like, are you your fat ass need a
Yeah.
fucking second? You need a glass of water, fat ass? He's like, I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. Fucking fat fuck.
Oh
Disgusting.
my god, I gotta listen to that shit, bro.
That shit was like,
That video, guys, and then the weeb video, the weeb
oh
vid
man,
with
that shit was
Jay,
hilarious.
and the noodles video.
Fucking Wee
Oh
was
my
that guy was talented, man. I
god.
don't know what happened to that guy. Serious process question. Do you
Yep.
think, guys, as long as you are stronger, you can walk through hacks, or do you think the more broken the abilities are, is going to overcome someone faster, stronger? It depends. That's a very nuanced question. I think it depends on the situation.
Circumstantial.
Because
Yeah.
Bleach,
Yep.
that's
And
like
like for instance, like Gojo and Goku. Like
yeah,
that's a like
that's a
so
conversation. And then you have Bleach where it's explicitly stated like Aizen is able to walk through, abilities because he has greater spiritual pressure than the majority of the verse. There, in that verse, that's the case almost every time. But then you have other verses where that doesn't work. Like, for example, Itachi Tsukuyomi is someone that's near his level. It doesn't matter if they're near his level, it's going to get them. Unless they're specifically an Uchiha, it's a debate. But let's say that he catches someone that's near his level
yeah.
that's not an Uchiha, it's probably going to kill them. So it's definitely situational, and it depends on the context and the characters involved. Gojo's ability is another one. That's a very interesting one because the infinity, and the only instances we see where that's negated is a literal hacks negation. They didn't bypass it through sheer strength. When Sukuna killed Gojo, he used Mahoraga to bypass it, not actually like brute strength go through it, but bypass it and enter the space of infinity to actually damage Gojo. So Gojo's is a conversation because we've never seen anyone bypass it, just straight up bypass the ability just through brute strength or speed. It's a possibility. Batman said, maybe someone like Goku could do it because he's just vastly superior in AP, in terms of AP, in terms of speed, in terms of overall physiology. I think it's theoretically possible. I think there are cases where characters that have amazing hacks can be defeated regardless because someone is just that much stronger. But that's a very nuanced question. I think it depends on the verse, depends on the physics, depends on the character, depends on the hacks. There's many questions that have to be answered. But I do think it's possible. Yeah, there's probably a case where that's the case. So, um, yeah, folks. A few more questions here. It's actually good to react to debate. This one was more fun. There was actual debating, but it was funny at the same time, so it was entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was even thinking, maybe I could debate. Obviously, Sage is my guy. I don't know if he'd want to debate this again because I just watched what his arguments are. I don't know if he'd want to debate me on it, but obviously I'm not going to be the same way D1 was. Sage is my dog, so it's going to be very calm if we debate. But possibility, I'll ask him. Shout out to the boy. Also, I have a debate, not debate rather. I have a video that's coming soon. It's a rant video on. I'll just give you the title. I'm not gonna even explain what it's about. It's just debunking anti-power scalers, and a term I came up with. So it's debunking anti-power scalers and radicalized power scalers. Now, you guys probably don't know what I mean by radicalized. You'll find out when the video comes out. It's a term I use for certain types of power scalers, and I explain that in the video. Basically, it's a rant, me going off on both sides. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to give up what else I talk about, but I think that term has not been used in this community, but I think it's a term that people should use for certain types of debaters. So be on the lookout for that. It should be out soon. Shout out to my editor. He's that guy. He's a goat. Shout out to him. So yeah, that'll be out soon.
Okay.
It's cool to rant about stuff sometimes. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I just kind of recorded it and told the shout out to the goat editor to just edit it.
Yeah.
As far as videos, I had many in mind. I've been posting a lot of short content. I'm sure you guys have seen it, like TikTok. And by the way, follow me on TikTok. I've been posting there a lot as well. Just short content, just matchups of the day, debunks of the day, shit like that.
Yes, sir.
Doing a lot of that. But yeah, there's some videos I have in mind. I obviously did Minato versus Itachi. Somehow I haven't done that yet, but I did it finally. That's another interesting one. But yeah, that's content coming for sure. See if you guys have any other questions. A few more questions, and we'll conclude. Oh shit! Sorry about that.
Probably the latest we've streamed. I'm not gonna lie.
I know it's probably like old times when we first started. We actually were able to stream late as fuck. Who do you think?
Well, this is like late as fuck for me because it's like almost 3 a.m. for me.
Oh shit! Yeah, for you, yeah, your Eastern time is crazy.
Yeah.
Who is the biggest jobber in Naruto in your opinion? I heard that term before. What does that mean?
Jobber.
What does jobber mean?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, if you want to explain what that means, because I've heard that term before. Jobber mean.
Jobber.
A person who does casual or occasional work. So like a casual? Like a casual scaler, you mean? There's a lot of casual scalers in the community.
Yeah, there's TG, Virtue, Sage.
Yeah, there's a lot of scalers. Unless you mean like a jobber in the Naruto verse, like a character or something. Yeah, you can explain. And last year I was saying like with the power scaling community, this is the reason why I did the rant. It's just been dying. The power scaling community because of the sores that high profile content creators have left in the community, such as obviously the elephant in the room, Seth. The incident he had, it just really put a huge stain on the power scaling community, and it's made it look really ugly to maybe someone who was interested in coming into the community. When they heard about that and a high profile individual doing what he did, a lot of individuals are turned off from the idea of even entertaining power scaling now, and there's bias against power scalers in general because of the mistakes that high profile creators have made, again, such as Seth, which is unfortunate. So I also talk about that in my rant. It's unfortunate. I just hope we reach another era of the golden age of power scaling again. I think 2017 to like 2020 was like the golden age of scaling. After that, kind of went downhill, especially after Seth's incident, which was like in 2022, I think, or 2021, some shit like that. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, and like not only that, like what also doesn't help is the fucking YouTube algorithm and how that works and how weird it is and shit. Because like there are some people out there that are pretty fucking dope, but like they're just not really shown in the same spotlight. Like you know, and if we even go over like the obvious ones, like again, Virtue, Say, TG, whatever, like basically the next generation of content creators. Honestly, even they're even that spectrum, like they deserve a lot more credit in spotlight. Like Jay is also an example. Like Jay, all of them, like they deserve way more spotlight, but yet they're not given that. Like, and I think that's like really important to see because it goes to show credence of like what Jay is talking about, like just now with like how it's just not the same. Like it's like fucking dying. Like the fucking work ethic is there, the competence, the productivity of the work is there, like all that shit's there, but yet it's not hitting the same, or it's not like what it was before. You know what I mean? Like, and that's weird because it's not like there's really a drastic difference either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still the same shit, but just in different ways, right? And it's still really good, but yet the algorithm is not treating as such. But for some reason back then, it was what it was, And like, I'm not trying to take away from the other people either. Like, obviously, Swag incredible.
Yeah,
all the other motherfuckers, like, but I'm not trying to take away nothing, but at the same time, like, you can't sit here and say like Sage or Virtue, TG, to where they're not giving the same like productiveness, right? Competence. Like, you can't say there's not like relativity in the successful regard. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, it's pretty fucking good. Same thing for Jay. Yet again, like, it's just nowhere to the same extent. Like, I don't know, it's just weird, man. Like, it's really weird. Like the closest you really have to that is like NC Hammer,
yeah,
or like Naruto Explained. But even but it's not really the same because Hammer's just more of like get the bag and like
He's a narrative
content
guy.
guy, while like
Yeah.
the other people while all the other ones, they were more involved with their fans and their community, right? Like same thing with
Facts.
Swag, Six, all the other guys, like they were involved as well, or they would do like Discord events and all this shit and yada yada, or funny things, whatever. It wasn't just the content; they actually connected with the material too,
Facts.
But like, so that's why I don't really count NC. He's just straight to the book of content guy, But I don't know, man. Like, it's really weird nowadays. Like, it really is dying.
It's a weird time.
It's really weird. I don't
It's
know.
a weird time for sure.
Yeah.
Yo, Jay, missed the whole stream, but shout out to you. You're not a soy boy crybaby like some other creators in the community. Some scalers are toxic and chronically online. Yeah, bro. Unfortunately, that's the case. Yeah, you don't need to be some,
Yeah.
some loser ass fucking cuck ass loser like Noodles to be a scaler. Like that's the perception that people have of power scalers. Like, oh, you're a fucking dweeb, and nah, man, that's not. A lot of those guys. A lot of these guys aren't. TG's a gym bro. Sage is a gym bro. Fucking Naruto explained is actually very wealthy. He's very intelligent as well with his investments. So that's bullshit. People like Seth and Noodles and fucking all those other losers are the ones that give the people like power scalers a bad name.
Yep.
Jobber is a pro wrestling term, refers to wrestlers whose gimmick is to take L's to make other wrestlers look better. Oh, so in Naruto that'd be like, so people that take L's to make other people look better would be like Kiba and Tenten and fucking people like that. Well, people that are just fucking punching bags, basically. So.
Yeah.
The punching bags of the community, I guess, would fucking be used. Honestly, the Kage were fucking punching bags to Madara during the fucking war arc. They were punching bags and they were Kage. That's how strong Madara is.
Yep.
I say Dr. Splash or Jobers and Goons is really good too, and it's really underrated. Jobers and Goons has some really good content. I've seen some of his content, yeah. He has some cool shit.
Facts.
That's facts. Yeah, folks, any questions at all? We do want to start eventually. By the way, Jay, who you got tomorrow, Gon or Aspinall? That's an interesting fight. The thing about Aspinall is that he's not tested, and that's not to his fault. He knocks everybody out in like the first round. That's not his fault that he's that gifted and powerful. There is that question though, if someone has a striking relativity to him skill wise, how will he react? How will he perform later? Right? We haven't seen that because he's been so dominant. Surreal Gone, on the other hand,
Bro, Jay.
he, oh shit.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was looking through some stuff. Bro, you massacred Noodles so bad. You fucked him up so bad. You got an age restricted on my video. 18 and up only. That's how bad you roasted him.
That's wild, dude. What the fuck?
It's called Jay the Great versus Noodles again. LOL with the crying emote and skull emote, and it's age restricted.
I thought I was bullying a little kid or some shit.
What did he do?
I know, bro. That's how retarded he looked in that video. Fucking loser.
Oh my god. Yeah, cause it was from that. Yeah, cause like the first time you went off and went at him was like, I think it was like Jay the Great versus Noodles, something to do with the training camp, but you two were like going at it.
Yeah.
And then the second time was Jay the Great versus Noodles again, but that got age restricted. So you must have been pissed in that one. And then the third one was called the Fifth Great Ninja War. Jay the Great and I destroy Noodles and Loco.
Oh, yeah. That was fucking crazy. That was fun though. I'm not gonna lie, that was fun as hell.
Oh my god.
Gan or Aspinall?
Yeah.
So honestly, I'm gonna still say Aspinall. I think his power is ridiculous. His explosiveness at his size is he's gifted, man. He's very gifted. And here's the key: Gon is not a wrestler. Aspinall can wrestle at a very, very high level in the heavyweight division. I think that's gonna be the difference. Let's say Aspinall's struggling. This is presupposing he has the endurance to go 4 or 5 rounds as needed. If he's struggling in the striking department, Gon is not a power puncher, so it's not gonna be too big. Obviously, anyone at heavyweight could knock you out. Obviously, they're huge physically, but he's not a power puncher. He's more of a long distance range type of fighter. Aspinall will go to the wrestling department, and I think Gon will be defeated pretty handedly if that's the case. I I do think Aspinall is gonna win. I do think that he has the ability to hurt Gon because he's so fast and explosive. I lean towards Aspinall.
I agree.
I lean towards Aspinall. Yeah. Too bad John isn't around right now. You know, he vacated the belt. Shout out to the goat though. But people are saying and speculating that he'll fight Alex Pereira at the White House. Perhaps next
Really?
year. Yeah, and that's not for a belt. That's just to prove who's the baddest in the world. Alex Pereira is a fucking monster. That's not an easy fight for John either. Yeah, he's not a heavyweight, but he's a fucking monster. The guy's a fucking monster. I mean, he's one of the most powerful punchers I've ever seen in my life, and one of the most skilled as well.
Yeah.
So John would have to be very, very careful.
You heard of the White House shit too, where like they're all trying, like Connor's trying to get involved, John Jones,
Yeah,
fucking
Connor.
everybody.
Yeah, Connor's trying to get involved. Connor. Here's the thing with Connor is like, he's the best businessman to ever do it. It's very obvious. He's a unicorn as far as financial compensation, but the guy hasn't fought in like fucking 10 years, and he's always saying, I'll be back. I'm like, listen, Connor, be realistic, man. At least be honest. You're not coming back. You made it $500 million selling your whiskey company.
Yeah,
Why would you
no.
come? You're doing coke on the weekends. You could tell you're fucking high half the time. You're on steroids. Like, why would you come? Why are you lying? Like, I fuck with Connor. I always will. But dude, you gotta stop cap. You gotta stop with the cap, bro.
And then dude wants to fight in like the fucking Adidas. Watch it. Like, come on.
Yeah,
you think they're gonna pick? They're not picking you. What the fuck?
Bro. Like, even Dana White, and Dana White was a glazer. He used to fucking dick suck Connor like crazy. Even he's like, nah, he's not fighting. He's not going to the White House, bro. So it's like, come on, man. What are we doing here? Like, and honestly, it's more likely that John fights, and Dana White does not like John because of all his fuck ups in the outside the octagon. So
literally, dude.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Imagine fighting three big dudes: the Big Show, the Mountain, and Cassio. Is that a nightmare for you? I mean, no, die. Yeah, those guys are fucking massive. Just like roll over me. They're gigantic. But yeah, the UFC is looking interesting. There's some Taporia. Ilya Taporia is the closest thing to Connor we've seen since Connor. Knockout power, extremely dominant, very crazy aura. The only difference is he doesn't have the talking ability that Connor did. He still could talk though. He has his own style. He is more subtle. He just says shit and it hits because he has aura. That guy's a monster. I think he has superstar power already. I think if he keeps winning, that guy could reach Connor level before he reaches his prime. As far as like financial compensation and success. But yeah, combat sports has been interesting. Boxing. But yeah. I don't want to slander Connor, but didn't he sexually assault someone? That was alleged. From my understanding, it didn't go anywhere, so I'm not going to say he did that. Innocent until proven guilty.
And you know how that goes. Like nowadays, it's so hard to know whether if it's the truth or not. You know what I mean? Like
it's hard to tell.
Like it's so bad where people don't even believe in victims anymore. That's how bad it is. You know? And I'm not saying there aren't any actual victims, but it's like it puts it even more into question now. Because of just how much more like common it is for people trying to just get money, right? You know what I mean? Or get attention, or better yet, just ruin careers. You know?
Exactly. And here's the thing: from my understanding, let's correct me if I'm wrong. He was convicted. I don't think he was. I would have probably seen it. She was only able to go to civil court and file a lawsuit against him civilly. There wasn't enough to file a criminal charge, which implies a lack of evidence. Again, correct me if I'm mistaken, but that's the information I'm pretty sure I've seen. Connor is a fuck up though, man. I mean, that's the fact. The drugs, the partying, the cheating on his wife. We know he's cheating on his fucking wife. We know.
Yeah.
He's fucking other bitches, and they're ugly.
But see, that's the thing too, though. Like here's the thing too, though, Jay. Like why would he feel the need to do that when he literally can get a lot of bitches? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense logically. It doesn't make sense logically.
No.
And there was a picture or a video with him with an ugly bitch, like a fucking whale. And he was like, he had his hands all over him, like, bro, you're cheating on your wife with a whale? That's wild, bro. Like, that coke must be changing your vision, buddy, because that's wild work.
Oh my god.
That coke must be making you see stars or some shit, because that's wild. That's crazy work right there, bro.
He's like, oh, it's Shamu from SeaWorld. Yeah.
Exactly. He's mistaking Shamu for like a silver fox or some shit. I don't know what the fuck's going on out there, but that's how I know he's a drug addict. He's fucking whales and shit. That's wild work.
It's a blue whale.
Exactly. I'm like, Connor, you went from this to that. That's wild work, man. That's wild. You're on some type of bender right now or some shit. But yeah, Connor is tripping. Definitely fucked up a lot in his life. You know, after the fame, a lot of lawsuits, especially when he threw that dolly on the bus when he fought Khabib and like injured people and got sued and all kinds of shit. Um,
Yeah.
I think he caught a felony or some shit. I might be wrong about that, but I think he did. I mean, he almost blinded one of the UFC fighters. Fucking glass got in his fucking eyeball, and he almost went blind. So I mean, shit, man, you're gonna get sued for some dumb shit like that. So he went well diving in exchange for his wife. Wild facts, bro. That's wild work. It's wild work. Um, yeah, Connor's interesting, man. Interesting fella.
Yep.
What's funny is he tried to follow Floyd Mayweather's blueprint, and he did it very, very well financially. But the difference is Floyd has a legacy in combat aside from the money he made. He never lost. He was never dropped by a punch. He was never even cut by a punch, which is fucking ridiculous. He left a legacy as one of the greatest to ever do it, regardless of what you think of him. Connor didn't do that. Connor lacked the ambition after the fact, you know, after he gained the fame. Well, before that, he had the hunger. He was a fucking lion in there. But once he gained
Yep.
the you know all the notoriety and the fucking money and drugs and all that, he declined. He declined, performance wise, mentality wise. Stopped fighting. Started doing weird shit, fucking getting high and doing all kinds of weird shit. So I think,
Being stupid.
yeah, he didn't have the
And the
drive.
fame get to his head.
Yeah, and Floyd never let it. I heard stories that he would go to the club like 3 in the morning, and then he would run home in his fucking club outfit. That's how dedicated that guy was. And then he would be around
Damn.
he'd be around other people drinking and smoking, and he would go sometimes, but he wouldn't drink anything. He wouldn't touch shit. He'd be just, that's how dedicated he was, man. I mean, the guy was a fucking mentally,
That's it. But if you want to
yeah,
be the best, that's what you have to do too. You
yeah,
can't ever stop.
no
You know.
bullshit. Yeah, you
Like
can't
like
bullshit.
Connor, like he had a lot of potential. Like, if he kept on and on, like he could have been fucking great. But
Yeah,
he fell off, dude. The fall off
it's a
was crazy.
mentality.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a mentality,
And
and
then he still thinks he's like that too, which is crazy.
yeah, he still carries himself that way, which is
It's
insane. Like,
delusional.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Crazy how it's been over a decade since the Aldo fight. Yeah, it's been 12 years, I believe, since he knocked out Aldo and rose to fame. But yeah, feel free to ask sports questions, by the way, folks. But speaking of mentality, I saw for the first time, because Michael Jordan, by the way, one of the goats. He never does interviews, but he did an interview the other day. Um, he kind of admitted his humanity. He's like, "Hey, man, I love basketball, but the truth is, you know, I'm done. If I could play today, if I could rewind time and play right now, I would, but I'm done. You know, I'm an old man now, and now I'm a mentor to the game." That's very honest. Someone like MJ, it's hard for you to swallow that pill to accept that Father Time is taking over. You know, he's in his 60s now. Michael Jordan has one of the rarest mentalities. I mean, how dominant he was in his time, you might never see it again. Like, his mentality is 1 in a million. That's how the level of dedication, discipline is. It's historic. You know, that's why he's one of the greatest to ever do it. But yeah, Michael Jordan, I like when he interviews. He's very honest, very just to the point. That's why I like guys like Brady, him, uh, you know, Floyd, guys like that. It is very, very honest with themselves. I think that's the first key to success in anything. So Connor, he's lying to himself. He's not that guy no more. That's the problem.
He's
He's not that
delusional.
guy. He's delusional. He's like when Stephen A. Smith was interviewing him about Khabib. You know, he got his ass fucking whooped by Khabib. And Connor's
Yep.
still talking shit like, "Oh, fuck him and I'll fuck him." I'm like, you got your fucking ass whooped for 4 rounds, and the ref had to fucking literally ply Khabib off your fucking dying body because he was fucking choking you to death. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
He's like, fuck him. He retired because he's scared of me. I'm like, bro, he beat the fuck out of you. What are you
He
talking
beat
about?
you.
You were
He
gasping
beat
for
you.
breath on the fucking corner. Like, what are you talking about, man? The fuck are we talking about? Like, that's delusion. I think like Connor has to look in the fucking mirror and just realize that his time has passed. It's hard pill to swallow when you're on top of the world, but you gotta look in the fucking mirror, man. It is what it is. That's the beauty of sports.
Damn.
Sports is very black and white. You either have it or you don't. You either have it or you don't. There's no
Yep.
bullshit. There's no politics, no nothing. Like you're either good at what you do or you're not.
It's objective. That's
Objective.
why.
It's objective. If you're a good football player, you're dominant. If you're
No
not, you're gonna.
subjectiveness.
Yeah, exactly. Fighting is very black and white. You either win or you get your fucking ass beat. It's that's the beauty of
It's not like fucking content creation or Naruto
not
debates or any of that
politics.
bullshit where like there's no room for any fucking fat loser noodles to somehow like get in the light or anything. Like no, like like the way sports is black and white, very simple. You either are the best or you're not. It's simple.
Yeah, exactly. It's very black and white. That's the beauty of it. When there's diplomacy in politics, there's a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit that goes on. Like there's a lot of wiggle room to pretend to be someone you're not, like Noodles, or someone like that, some fake ass pussy ass loser that pretends he's, God's gift to debate. Like, bro, you're not him, man.
Yeah.
That's why he will never fight me because there it's black and white. I'll knock him the fuck out, and no matter what he says, he'll always be known for that. So that's just the world we live in.
To this day though, like I don't want to go any more longer on the fucking fat ass, but like like it really does blow my mind how the fuck he even became relevant in the first place. Like I just don't get it. Like I just don't get it.
This is him gargling other.
But like I get it. Like he knew all the OGs back then and whatnot. And he was involved, but like even then, it's like I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild work.
I really don't.
Fat ass has enough, fucking bullshit to deal in his life. I'm sure he's out there somewhere, waiting for his husband to get home. But it is what it is. He's waiting for his husband to get home, getting his back blown out.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, because I just remembered. Game, I'm gonna have some real fun listening to Jay fucking roast the fuck out of his fat ass. Fuck, I'm gonna play that shit later today.
That shit is fucking hilarious, man. That was 20 minutes of me fucking like making him cry. That was insane. But I don't think he's ever experienced a verbal torment like that in his entire life. It's crazy work, man.
Yeah, verbal torment that got my fucking shit age restrained. Like that's crazy. Like we've seen all the shit Seth has done and said, fucking like everybody, and their shit's not affected, but mine.
Yeah, exactly.
The fuck?
Like I've never seen this.
Jay said Super Saiyan 5.
That was literally that was like
YouTube's
a rated.
Like, oh hell no! This is not for teenagers.
Yeah, it's like this is for grown. This is a rated R film, buddy. We have to fucking age restrict this shit, pal. Fucking wild.
The roasting power levels are too high. 18 it up.
That's wild. I'm like, bro, you're age restricting our shit. That's crazy work, dude. You're acting like this is an assassination or some shit. You're tripping. But
the best part about it though, for YouTube wise, was Jay posted the same video, but he had it like edited to like make it look cooler and whatnot.
Yeah.
And like he didn't get shit, so YouTube applaud him. They gave him a pat in the back, everything. They're like, oh, fuck yeah, fucking slaughter that fat ass. Fucking, yeah. But like, nah, fucking me though. They're like, oh, evil, just evil. No, you can't do this.
Yeah, that's crazy. Being such an ass whooping that is considered evil is wild. Like, I'm reciprocating, buddy. That's all I'm doing. That's crazy work, man.
Oh, shit. No, like that one, and then bro, like it's gonna take probably some time, because I'm gonna have to really scroll through your shit, because I don't remember if it's either your co-host, not co-host, if it's either your stream vids that it happened in, or maybe it's in like your debate playlist. But I need to find the weeb thing though, with you and weeb.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, because that shit was funny as fuck too.
Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Like it was when you and him debated Sasuke versus Naruto. Yeah, that's what it
was.
Oh
yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, he just got pissed.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, hello, son." I was like, "The fuck?"
Yep. I'm gonna have to find that, and then like I'm also have to listen to the weeb playlist too, because I have like a weeb playlist, and it's just nothing but weeb just being a fucking idiot getting destroyed by everybody.
That's another guy that
It's
retired, but
funny as hell though.
he was a talent though. I'm like, damn,
Yep.
bro. I was like, why'd you leave, man? That's crazy. That's crazy word, man.
Bro, I retired like two motherfuckers, dead ass, yeah. Loco and Weeb.
Yeah, that's fucking retired.
Jay retired Loco and Noodles.
I remember when fucking we posted a video about you. I was fucking crying. That shit was so retarded. I think he like called you like a racist or some shit. Fucking dying.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. He was so fucking funny. Like fake ass edits he had of you. I was like, bro, what is this bullshit? This is fucking crazy. I was crying though. That shit was too funny. That shit was too funny, man. I was like, damn, this is
oh my god.
Fucking comedian, buddy. But
yeah, he tried. Yeah. He tried. No, that man got bitch so bad. He's like, oh, let me try to make a cancel culture video.
Yeah.
Like, bitch.
He's like a.
Was it like his thumbnail like a predator? It was like the predator from Alien versus
Predator. It was. I was
like, what the
dying,
fuck
bro.
is that?
He's literally like, because of his accent, he's like the retarded brother of Dagger Knight. I'm like, bro, are you Dagger Knight's brother? Dead ass, like, bro.
Oh my god.
He's like the autistic like brother of Dagger Knight.
He was he belongs to the Hall of Fame of stupidity.
Yeah, that guy was fucking funny. I'm like, dude, you should have started.
He was a special stupid, though.
Yeah, he should have done like just done like parody
he definitely should have started. Yeah.
He would have.
Yeah, no, like if he tried to do a YouTube or some shit or stream, like he would have blown up just because of how stupid and entertaining he is.
Exactly.
He's just
been
stupid.
Yeah.
He's just stupid.
Like people would have been watching his shit crying. Yeah, that shit. He was a talent.
Yeah.
Talent.
Yeah, like and that's the thing. Like they would enable his shit too. Like they would enable it, support it, just so they could just laugh
Exactly.
and just cry.
Exactly.
Oh
yeah, that dude was crazy. It's too bad. Like, damn, bro.
That motherfucker would have got so popular. He probably been popular enough to like get a fucking debate with Swag or some shit.
Holy
and
shit!
Swag to be like, why the fuck am I debating this idiot?
Oh my god, that would have been legendary. Oh my god. Is there someone you're interested in debating, Jay? Yeah, I'll debate Sage on the same topic you debated D1 on. I'll debate Sage. I'll debate Noodles' fat ass just to destroy him.
Yeah.
I would debate a few people. Yeah, there's a few people. Sage probably for sure. Who else?
I wish Virtue would wait, but he doesn't debate. He just makes videos because he has some like some pretty like crazy topics or claims that I've seen, and that would be fucking hilarious to see you two debate.
Virtue's really cool too. Yeah,
like Virtue's great. Yeah, Virtue's cool and he's great, but like there are some things he has though. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah,
like one of them was a Noki. One of them was a Noki like being the strongest or some bullshit. Like being like above Itachi and like all this. Like it was some crazy ass Noki. Yeah, it was like fucking ludicrous. It was insane.
He's kind of like TG, kind of just in his lane. Yeah, he just does his shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to this TG too. TG's making some goated shit.
Yep.
But yeah, folks, I think we've been out for like over 2 hours. We shout out to our boys Sage and D1. They did the honest work, the Lord's work in that video. It was fire. Great debate. We need to see more high profile debates. Maybe I could do something. We'll see. We hope you guys enjoyed. Try to be back as soon as possible. Maybe we'll do a change.
Cool. We could set like a fucking tourney, like a tournament, like and get everyone involved, like TG, Six, fucking Choi, like just everybody, just get them all involved.
That's facts. That'd be fire. I think Six. Remember when one time he was on, last time he was on, he was like talking about that or some shit. He's like, I'm trying to do a tournament, some shit like that, but it didn't go through.
Yeah, but he never did.
Yeah, it didn't go through.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to get like.
I knew he wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was like he was trying to get content creators, but that's hard to set up, I'm sure. But it's like fucking all kinds of people,
probably,
different scheduling, and people all have their lives and shit. So I mean,
Yep.
that would be fire though. So if someone actually is able to set it up, that'd be fire. But yeah, folks, hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe next time we'll do I changed my mind. It'd be a call-in show, but just on one topic. We could just do what I'm thinking is we'll just do a Q&A if no one calls in, and if someone does, then fuck it. Whatever the topic is, to see what they got. Something like that. We do have trivia, blind rankings, where we have those ideas as well. Basically, we'd like ask each other questions, and we would blindly rank. An example like the fucking strongest shinobi or some shit like that. Cause I've been seeing a lot of shorts and stuff of other
Hashirama.
podcasts. Yeah, like
Hashirama. He's the strongest.
facts. He's the strongest in the Narutoverse. But
he's the strongest all the way to chapter 6 something, whatever.
Yeah, up to chapter 691.
Way beyond. Basically, includes everything except for the final Naruto and Sasuke fight.
Exactly. Like, he's stronger than fucking DMS Kakashi, apparently. But yeah, folks. Hope you folks enjoyed. We'll be back soon with trying to mix it up. Much love to y'all. Stay classy, and God bless, folks.